Bro, these are going to be the semifinals. It's going to be the RHP going up against the AYB Esports. Pulse, if you would, give us a little bit of history behind these fellas.
Well, as you guys know, if you've been following along these non-pro playoffs, we are in the semifinals, and the winner of this match will move on to go into the finals. AYB versus RHP is going to go on and face Melavora in those finals, and it's been a long journey for both these teams. I mean, it's been such a big bracket; they've had to go face down a lot of teams ahead of them, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's just been a long journey for these teams, and it must feel relieving yet very scary to be here in this, so far in these playoffs, but to have your whole season on the line, one match, one mistake, and you're done for. So
Yeah,
a lot of stress on these teams right now, but it's still, I'm excited to see some great plays here.
absolutely. The thing is, it's been a long and arduous journey for these guys, and I totally agree with you. On one hand, you're like, oh, the end is in sight. We're so close, but also the fact that the end is in sight should make you scared because you're like, oh boy, we're in the semifinals now. I mean, we have a chance to win it all here if we win this match. So these teams are gonna be bringing their A game 100%. Plus, how did these teams do in their own individual brackets?
Well, I mean, they've clearly, in order to get here, they had some very good plays throughout the whole season. And if we're looking at these two teams, let's see, we had RHP who actually won their group. They won, straight up 8-0, reminding us, of a couple other teams we even have all the way in the pros.
Hmm.
They got they're just swept through the competition. So RHP in their group B did very well. Now their opponents, AWB, they tied a game and
AY
also lost a
AYB.
game. Oh, AYB, yeah, sorry. AYB, they tied a game and also lost a game on top of 3 wins. So they don't have that perfect record like RHP has, but they've made it this far in the playoffs. In fact, to make it this far, they already had to eliminate Black Overlords. So they already, one team down, and RHP in their eyes should just be another team in sight.
Absolutely. First map, you know what it's gonna be, Pulse? It's gonna be Horizon Lunar Colony, which is very interesting because teams don't really like this map a whole lot. It's not the most favorite of maps like King's Row is, but I don't know. It should be a fun map. Horizon Lunar Colony is pretty interesting in terms of how teams want to play it on both sides. We've seen Goats, the 3-3 comp with 3 tanks, 3 supports. We've seen all sorts of defenses with Junkrat or Widow, Hanzo. Yeah, there's just a lot of options, I'd say.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And if you guys have a map full for the playoffs, and it's got this whole day and tomorrow and all that. We got a lot of the same map pool coming up. It's going to be Assault, Hybrid, Control, and this is look at this Horizon Lunar Colony. That looks like an Assault map to me.
Yes, it absolutely does. And half of that they couldn't hear because Discord decided suddenly that no, we don't like this solid 5-10 seconds of words that he's saying, so we'll just cut it out completely. But we're in game now, and these guys was creeping on their profiles. Be on the occasional private profile. I saw they were mostly pretty high SR on both sides, around 4K. So these guys, they know what they're doing. We shouldn't expect big misplays coming out from them. It should be mostly solid and kind of reminiscent, even perhaps, of the Pro Division.
Yeah, absolutely. And these guys are the best of the best that the non-pro has to offer. I mean, they've made it this far, and you're right. I don't expect a lot of misplays at all. These guys clearly have had this date in sight for a while. If you're RHP, you don't you haven't played a game yet in these playoffs. You've kind of just been watching AWB, tear up the playoffs and make it all the way to here. So, in a way, you've had time to learn your opponent for a long time, and the winner of this goes on to play in the finals, and that's going to be a double header. So there's a lot of factors to take into account with these teams. There could be some tired some players coming out here, or we could get some prepared players coming out here. It all depends on how these teams have led up to this moment.
We've got the AYB in the blue, and then, of course, the RHP in the red here. Both teams with those three-letter names, three-letter acronyms. I'm not sure what either of them stand for, but it sounds cool. So I'll give that to
Yeah,
you.
let
We
us
got
know.
we got Natic bro here. He's He's having some fun here with his tires. This is fun. But let's look at this comp right now. I see that they're running this Orisa Diva. That's very classic with the Junkrat as well, and then the Mercy and the Zenyatta. But what's interesting is if they decide to stay on this Hammond, what do you think they're gonna try to do with him? Oh.
Well, looks like we got a little. We're getting a little disconnect. Nope, we're just getting a little FPS drop. Gonna have to do a quick restart,
Okay,
but
that makes sense.
yeah. The Hammond is the odd one out in this comp. Other than that, looking very, very classic. But if they stay on this Hammond, you know, I feel like they'll just use Hammond for he says it himself, area denied. He has this area control that like no other. You know, he could throw people around with his grapple. He's gonna, you know, launch people far off. We got you know, the slam coming down from the sky, and you know, he has a lot of places to grapple to get into the air like that, especially with Horizon Lunar Colony having that second level essentially that he could just kind of drop down on. Also, his ultimate ability with the minefield, it can block off essentially one side of the point if things get into overtime. So it is a wild card that RHP is kind of have to watch out for.
Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting to see how teams, you know, use Hammond because he's still relatively new to the meta and to Overwatch as a whole, really. So, you know, any Hammond play that I see, I'm always excited because it gives me an opportunity to see how players much more mechanically skilled than me play Hammond, and also how to integrate him into different team comps and how to commentate over that, you know, which is fun to see.
Yeah, exactly. Teams are still kind of deciding if, you know, to use him in that main tank role or the off tank role, or like we saw there, that triple tank role essentially to kind of throw it in there. He does have a lot more DPS than, you know, some tanks, so I could see why he's a great, you know, triple tank pick, just because his gunfire just lays down a lot, and I already mentioned it earlier, but yeah, the area control is insane for this character, and if you're going to defend a point and that's standing still, Hammond is a great choice.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree with you there. And you know, I mean, hey, it's his hometown, right? He's from the moon, so it makes sense that teams are gonna play him on his hometown, right? Or rather, home planet, I suppose you would say in this case. But that makes him sound like an alien, and he's just like a normal hamster. So you know, we'll call it hometown.
Whoa, Rian thinks the moon is a planet.
Oh my. All right, science class clearly failed me, ladies and gentlemen, because this is not a planet. It is a moon. It's his home moon.
It is a moon. Home moon.
That
right.
still makes him sound like an alien, though. You know.
That's true. Yeah, you're right.
I mean, there was a time when people thought aliens were on the moon, but
wait, aliens aren't from the moon?
oh no, they're from space. But anyways, since we had the restart there, we're not just chilling out in the spawn room here, looking at the wonderful Earth. As you've got, oh look at this, they're having a little party here. How nice of them. Look at this, extends Q here. He's got the beats bumping. Everyone's got a little dance party except Alex. Alex doesn't want to participate. He doesn't care. He's just throwing beach balls at them. Let's look at
the six support party.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is the comp they're gonna run. Actually, this is actually a big brain team comp that they're running. They're clearly not gonna switch off at the last second. Yep. See. Defense,
all right,
they're gonna be running the same comp. We already talked about it.
Right, and it looks like on the offense they're going to be running a straight dive with the Genji, but they're also going to have the Fair in the air. They're going to have that pharmacy up above them to kind of support them, meaning Zen is going to be on that front line. So I'm interested to see how they play this.
Absolutely. Oh, AYB. They get knocked off the top right away. Natick. He's got to roll himself back up there, but you know, he's a big old hamster ball. He can get up there rather quickly. He's very agile, but this Pharmacy is going to spell a lot of problems for the AYB if they don't take it out very quickly.
Oh!
They don't have any hit scan, but down falls the Toxic to a Junkrat mine right away. That's pretty big because now without the Genji, it's very hard to push in with the dive, and RHP going to be pushed back for now. AYB holding.
Yeah, you mentioned that they don't have a hit scan to take care of the Pharmacy, but I feel like their three tanks combined could you know, take care of that Pharmacy pretty easily, especially since they all have, you know, just gunfire that could push them down. They are shredding the shield right now, which I like, because you don't want to get Orisa, you know, set up comfortably up there, so putting a lot of pressure on there. Let's pay attention. Oh, here comes the dive.
Yeah. And I think Natick, bro, yeah, he's using that Hammond to knock them off, so that's what the Hammond is for. That's very interesting, because you always want to hold this high ground if you're playing this Orisa Diva defense that the AYB are doing right now, as the Toxic is trying to dive in. He's got to get supported by Left Up, but Left Up can't heal everyone at once, and Kaze is going to go down. I don't think that the rest of the RHP has a chance here, especially when you're all going down like that. Yep, extends Q. fallen down on the point, left up as soon to follow Razor Chrome D-Max.
Yeah, this dive, it seems like they're doing this dive in segmented parts. It doesn't seem like they're moving together. In fact, I saw the Toxic dive in by himself with a Genji all alone without the rest of his tanks. In this push, though, they have built up quite a few ultimates. They have essentially 5 ultimates that are coming up pretty soon that they could use to engage, almost 6. So I'm assuming this next dive will be a lot better than the other 2.
Yeah, Black's in there. If I'm not mistaken, invested in the Valkyrie. Natick Bro's close to the mines here, so AYB's got quite the tools to take care of and hold this point. Deep Bomb came up top, didn't find a whole lot. Here comes the Toxic with a blade, but it gets shut down by Leap Switch's tire. They're trading ultimate for ultimate here. He's got somebody on the point now for the RHP. It's the Diva of Razor Chrome. Natick is going to drop back to hold on. He's got the mines. I don't really expect him to drop it here unless it gets really hairy, but we'll see. I'm based in, does go down. They won't be able to build up that Transcendence. Bomb on the point, not going to get anything. Cibolo, though, does pay for it because he was out of his mech, and here comes a barrage. They know they can get it. The shield goes down, and there come the mines. Natick Bro knows he's in a bad situation. He's going to use it, but honestly, Pulse, I would have saved it there because you could have saved it for point B.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. That is a losing fight, but the only thing that's kind of a bright spot on this is that they did the enemy team, the attacker team, use all of their ultimates coming into that fight. So that's the only bright side there. But yeah, it was a complete team wipe. The dive was very well executed. They had focused targets that you were calling out yourself. So great usage of the callouts there. And now they're going to try to move on, try to snowball on the point B right now.
Yeah, the Toxic has a pulse bomb here. You know he's going to be looking for one of the supports, and actually, no, left up does fall the Leap Switch here, who does take out the Toxic as well. And when your Mercy's down, Pulse, you would totally agree with me here. You can't push in. Like, no res, no healing.
Yeah.
Just cut your losses while you can.
Yeah, exactly. Just do a full-on restart. They're still going to be running this Pharah right now, which might be a little risky running into this point B, especially with the spawn advantage, and also the fact that there's just a lot of cover for hit scans to kind of hide behind and take care of them. They still haven't switched on to someone that is specifically a hit scan right now, and especially since they switched up their tank line, I have no idea how they're going to take care of this Pharah.
We'll see. You could have the Diva. Never mind, they're not even running the Diva. Well, you could have a Diva fly up and pressure the Pharah if you were running a Diva. But left up is fallen, and now Extends Q is caught in the back line. Both supports down now for the AYB. And, or no, for the RHP rather, and they can't push in. Leap Switch has the tire at the end to take down K's. Alex falls, and Razor Chrome is going to be demeched and staggered.
Yeah, this push is going to end out pretty quickly. They're going to stagger the Diva, which is, of course, a good tactic because, yeah, everyone's back up to life already, and now you got to wait for your Diva to come back in. But these whole pushes are just there to build up ult. I wouldn't worry about Alex's Hanzo. He switched there, and but Hanzo builds up his ult fast enough, and the Toxic falling, that's going to be a stagger. Maybe left up could get in a res there, but it would have to be with the protection of both the tanks.
I feel like the Toxic's having a bit of an identity crisis. He was on Tracer, then he was on Soldier, and now he's on Genji. So, he's playing a lot of different heroes here, trying to fit them in to this dive composition that the RHP is currently running, as they're just waiting around the corner, just like you said, Pulse. But Case is going to dive in. Diva is a little bit slow. Razor Chrome and the Toxic following up just a tiny bit late. But it should be okay because Case has the Primal Rage to keep himself alive. Razor Chrome is trapped, however. Blackson falls. Very nice on the juggle there from Case, keeping Blackson trapped in the corner. That's big because no more res and no more healing, like I said before. But Cibolo taking out Extends Q is even bigger because now there's no supports left on the point for the RHP, and everyone's just going to fall like dominoes. Left up tried to stay alive with the Valkyrie, but especially with your Zen down, with no Discord, it's so hard to focus targets, especially on point B, where you have that spawn advantage if you are the defenders.
Yeah, absolutely. The spawn advantage is the thing that's killing them right now, and every time they charge into this point, they're essentially giving them ult charge, and they're also not giving them a reason to use these ults, so that when you are ready to initiate a well-executed dive, you're going to be running into 2 support ults, a Graviton, and a tire, so it's going to be hard. There you go. That's a great pick to open it up.
Yeah, Natick Bro has grab here, so him not being in the fight for just a few seconds as Blackson is there for the res is going to be big. But here comes Natick Bro. You know he's going to be looking for that. Tire up top, takes down the Toxic. I'm sure he wanted more, but it's not going to matter because they just clean up on the rest of the members caught in the grab. And the AYB are going to hold strong once more here as 2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, a little unfortunate because Alex seemed like he was ready to get to engage, but by the time they went in, his whole team was wiped out. And look at this Toxic switching again. He's gonna try the Doomfist here, and you can make that argument for the whole team that they're kind of having an identity crisis. They've switched up. I think switching up a lot is better than keeping the same comp when it's not working. But yeah, these guys are switching up all the time.
Yeah, the Toxic diving in the back. He's looking for I'm Bastin, but he just takes him down with a nice orb to the body there. He doesn't even know. You don't go in on the Zenyatta alone. You know, a lot of the times because he can win the duel with the Discord, but especially when he's got a Mercy on him, like Blacksand was there. Like, whew, that's scary for anybody, especially if it's like a Jay Jonak. And I'm Bastin. He's been performing very good so far in this Zen.
Yeah, absolutely. The whole team has been performing well. They've been putting a lot of pressure on the team. I love how they're not just holding point. They will extend past that into the choke area to kind of push them back. And that's how you know this team is well executed and well coordinated. That's going to be the key here to winning this out.
Absolutely. Leap switch is close to another tire. If he can use it again, we've seen how many times it's shut down pushes that the RHP can have out. So this will be perhaps another lost fight. He can find a big one here. He's just looking for a few nades on the point. There you go. He's got the tire. The Transcendence is going to be coming out from Extends Q here. Both support ultimates, and now the tire knows he can go in because he can get the supports, but no, it gets taken down by a Fire Strike. That's big, but Sabolo comes back in with a Blade himself. It's going to bait out. It's going to use the Transcendence for Mine Base in there to try and support the Blade of Sabolo. It doesn't really catch a whole lot. The Toxic's on the point right now, swinging back and forth on this Brigitte before he gets taken down. And man, this push, they really just can't get anything for the RHP here. AYB has just been so good at shutting them down. It's 5 seconds left. I mean, Tracer's going to touch, but is it going to be enough here, Pulse?
Is Tracer going to touch? That's my question. Nope, not even. There goes RHP's last push. They kind of been running their heads into walls, and it always felt like they always didn't have an ult at all, and it's because they were just constantly switching it up always and always, never having a stable comp to the point where they built up that ult economy. And as you know, if you play this game long enough, ult economy is one of those major keys to win, on top of synergy and coordination. So it's just gonna be it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough night for them if they're constantly having this identity crisis where they're switching it up when things aren't working too well. Sometimes you got to keep trying on one comp to see if it works out in your favor. But we'll see if that was a one-time thing or if this is going to be switched up later.
Absolutely. Now we see, what is this that the AYB is running, Pulse? They're running, if I'm not mistaken, I just need to clear my eyes out real quick. Oh, what is that a GOATS comp? Oh, it is. Look at that. 3 tanks, 3 supports. That's a classic GOATS comp if I've ever seen one.
That's right. That is a GOATS comp right there, and it's if you're gonna snowball your way onto a point, that's a great way to do it. GOATS comp works on that momentum.
Oh, you're kidding. Pulse. Somebody left the stove on. I'm not even joking. Somebody actually left the stove on. I don't believe this. Who's doing this? I mean, this Horizon. Who's paying for the electricity? That's what I want to know.
The government.
Well, I mean, because there's nobody left here but other than the monkeys. Is the government seriously still paying a ton of money? Which government, is the real question. Which country's government is paying for the electricity on Horizon Lunar Colony right now? Because I'm sure this is probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably even millions worth of electricity costs.
Right. Yeah, we are. Oops. Getting a little pause. Look at that. So, but that gives us a chance to talk about the defense side. Very classic, honestly. I mean, the Toxic running the McCree is if you want to point out an outlier, that's really it. But I mean, there is no outlier other than that. But yeah, it's a very classic comp. We see this Orisa Diva so often on Horizon defense. If you guys don't know, they like to hold that high ground where that Junkrat rains down that spam damage. There's a little tip for all those gold players who want to play on the point. Essentially, hold this high ground. The high ground is the advantage there. So it's gonna be something that turns the tide, just because that Junkrat raining down that damage is so key to winning this out.
Kaze, however, isn't in position here for the shield, so it's gonna be a little bit scuffed on the setup here. And the GOATS comp of the AYB, they're just running right in here.
Ooh,
trying to
yeah, like
themselves
this.
on the point. They're gonna hold high ground. Razorchrome dropping down on the Diva. That is exactly how you want to play this, because Diva can fly right up exactly as Razorchrome just did, and then Kaze drops in, but he's just focused down very quickly. This GOATS comp is looking great already, and with your Orisa down and Razorchrome demacked, I don't think Actually, no, they won't even have a chance to come back here. AYB's got this point.
I love Goats Comp because everything just works in tandem with each other. Every single person has this very specific role, and I love just watching the Zarya in Goats Comp. Just because you can see, as soon as the Reinhardt drops his shield, the Zarya will put the bubble onto the Reinhardt so the Reinhardt could swing away. All that momentum. That was such a well-executed Goats Comp. I love watching those.
Pulse, they're going for the snowball here. They're just going to try and move in right away for the AYB against the RHP here. They're setting up on the high ground in terms of the RHP, but AYB looking to speed boost right in and try and take them down. K's falling again. Always the first one, it seems, but High Noon from the Toxic does take down Blackson there. He won't be able to build up a sound barrier, and the RHP has a chance to counteract this, but the Coalescence is doing way too much damage from I'm Based and takes down 2, and that's going to be that. A very quick Horizon cleanup for the AYB. And they're going to be the ones to take Horizon Lunar Colony and go 1-0 so far. Pulse, what did you see that you like from these guys? How are the ultimates like?
Oh, very well executed. Everything from that team, it seems like it was well executed. They had a great ult economy coming out from the start on that defense, and they held a very long time, especially since on Horizon, when you go on to that second point, you get that little boost of time where it's just so much time that the defense has to hold that point B, and they held it so well. And then once they moved on to the attack, that Goats Comp was flawless. I was literally trying to look for something they did wrong, and everybody just did their job, and that's excellent. That's how you execute that Goats Comp.
Very well executed indeed. That Goats is the reason why they won, because I mean, you saw them, right? They pushed right in right away. And RHP really didn't know how to respond to it. They tried, their best, but the target focus was so good that Razor Chrome had to fly out almost instantly when he was on the point, and then K's had to drop, but then everyone was like, all right, now we just bully K's. So they shot him while he was dropping down from high ground. So he was already around half HP when he used his Fortify. And, with the damage reduction, he was only about at... if he was full HP and dropped without the Fortify, and then of course when he was in Fortify he moved slower, so he can't escape from the Goats Comp that's just rolling at him, and they just slapped him down instantly, and very well executed by AYBs. We're gonna move on to King's Row. That's RHP's pick. Not surprising, I would think, Pulse.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not. But look at this, RHP, the bell is tolling just like Big Ben. Their season is on the line here in this final game. It's game point for them right now. So everything they worked for, they don't want to go away at this moment. So they are going to go to a little bit of a comfort pick of a map, King's Row. So that gives them more of a chance to win, but you're also risking the chance of giving the enemy team more of a chance to win. So
yeah,
you have to be very careful once you execute it here. And look at this, they're already setting up that Goats Comp.
Yeah, when in doubt, Goats
it
out. Pulse. Yeah, absolutely there. And what's interesting is that the defense here, they're not running this Orisa Diva defense like I would expect unless they switch it up right now. But Ryan Zarya, I mean, we've seen Ryan Zarya kind of, it's a little bit of an antiquated comp, it's a little bit old, but it's still viable, I'd say. But, I'd say, in my opinion, get with the times. We got to be running the good old Orisa Diva here, because I really do like that defense. I think it's very well in shutting down Goats, but interestingly enough, they're not going to be doing this. They're going to be going for the Ryan Zarya with the Hanzo here and the Genji as well. So they got the Shimada bros, and what do you think they're going to try to do with these two flankers, in a sense?
Yeah. Essentially, I don't think actually Cibolo. I don't think he's gonna flank too much. I actually think he would rather stay on the front line or on that high ground, just kind of raining it down. I feel like the one that's gonna be flanking is Leap Switch. He's gonna be the one going around them and trying to get that damage in there with those swipes, kind of get those final blows. But with Goats Comp, you have to be careful because they're going to run past you so fast. Look at it. He's sitting up here trying to he's going to try to get a kill. Nah, the Goats Comp's going to run right by you.
Absolutely. And you said Pulse watch the Zarya, so again, there you go. They can watch the Zarya now. Case takes a lot of damage, and he seems to be the one to do that so far. And there come the bubbles out onto the Reinhardt. They're keeping him alive. 40 charge so far for him. Case slaps down 2. Both supports down. Looking very good for the RHP because there's no heals on the point. All damage is permanent for the AYB. They got the man advantage, and RHP looking to take this as Leap Switch is stunned and then slapped down. If that ain't a metaphor for this meta, I don't know what is.
I think that's the perfect example of not expecting goats coming to you. The Genji was setting up, ready to go in, try to get a kill there. The Reinhardt fire strike the upper entrance of the spawn for the attackers because he thought there might be a Widow or something up there. That's how you know they were not expecting this ghost comp to come right at them. And with that, they have a great time bank now.
Absolutely. 5 minutes and 30 seconds for the RHP as the AYB are trying to hold this choke right now and just push the members of the RHP back, using their fire strikes. Gets eaten up there by the Diva of Alex, but Dragon Strike going to come out in the back from Sabolo, just splitting up the members of the RHP and allows them to secure the pick onto the Toxic. Now 5v6 on the point. It looks like that the RHP are just going to cut their losses here and just wait for their Genji to get back, because Kaze has got a shatter. If he can find one here past the shield of ISJ Respect, then they can take this point very, very solidly, as Sabolo, though, is going to get him his brother there, Genji, with a Sonic Arrow. And if you're at all well-versed in Overwatch lore, you know that's now 2-0 for Hanzo.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a little unfortunate there, but as you see, I feel like we see this often. But once you run that goats comp, and then you think it's time to switch it up, slowly members will trickle up, and there goes the Graviton Surge. Yeah.
Graviton catches ISJ and Kaze rather tried to sneak a shatter past the shield, but it's not gonna happen. Leap switch, however, big tire shuts down the push. He's been hitting these non-stop pulls, and they're always huge pulse or push ending. That's what I meant to say instead of pulse ending.
Yeah. Well, I don't want it to be pulse ending, but yep, they are gonna have to restart yet again, and yep, there they go, slowly trickling. Oh no, never mind. I would expect a couple more members to switch off, but we only got K switching over to the Winston now, and they're gonna slowly start trickling off this goats comp because they need to hold it for too long. Look at the ult economy they're gonna run into though. They have 4 ultimates to run in, especially with the classic grab dragon.
Oh, that you saw Natic Bros forward.
Oh, here it comes.
Looking for a grab. There it comes, and it's gonna be the Dragon Strike as well. Doesn't shut down though. It doesn't get shut down because Extends Q was there with the sound barrier to cover things up. There's a Diva Bomb up top. ISJ Respect's gonna block it. Leap switch gets the martyr kill onto Extends Q, but Natic Bro, they're all split up by that Diva Bomb from Alex. Even though it didn't get any kills, it got the value that the RHP needed, and they're gonna be the ones to win this fight.
Yeah, they are. They're gonna be able to push through finally. A little unfortunate that they the grab dragon didn't work out too well for them. Usually that's a guaranteed team wipe, but with that Lucio, they were able to survive it, especially with the dragons coming in late.
What's interesting is that RHP is running this triple tank composition here, and with this, it's a weird dive because they dive in and they have the Diva, but they also have the bubbles to support it, which I think is great. It gives them a lot of options. Big shatter from ISJ Respect, knocks down 2. They can't finish him off though. Only the Toxic gonna be the one to fall from the Zenyatta of I'm based in there. Promo Rage come out, just wants to perhaps knock them into the pit if he can, but no, he's gonna get shut down by Leap Squish. Just too much explosive splash damage to deal with. That monkey is a big target, and it's easy to hit those nades. As Leap Switch, he's got another tire pulse, and if his past tires have been any indication, this is gonna be a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have to watch out because their spawn is so close. So you can't get, too cocky and overextend. And just as I say that, they are going to start pulling back, which is great. But yeah, you're absolutely right. Leap switch. I'm going to be paying attention to him for when he uses it. Here it comes.
He's going to be looking for it, trying to climb up top. Alex is there, however, but Kaze is found. He sneaks it right past the Diva, the bouncer perhaps. Now he's in the club. Kaze is taken down. It's not they can't really push in. RHP has to cut their losses. They have to wait for Kaze to get back. Razor Chrome's going to use his graph, however. In the back, Basin's there, though, with the Transcendence, and there's no follow-up there. Actually, there might have been. The Toxic does get the shot on the Leap Switch there, and Blackson gets taken down as well through the grab. Here's a counter grab, however. Counter grab Dragons. Let's see who's going to win this, and it's going to be the AYB, as they're all just trying to walk back right now. Natic Bro is the only one holding the front lines almost single-handedly. His high charge here with a Moira pinball. It's too much damage. He gets taken down. However, Pulse, I think, the AYB can reset here in time, and I think if you are the RHP, you need to be really careful because it's just your Moira and your Rhino on the front line. But the reinforcements arrive just in time, and they've got the Diva Bomb here. Alex has it. He can toss it in the back perhaps because they really don't have a whole lot of cover to hide if they're all caught out in the open like the AYB have positioned themselves right now. But Leaf Switch is trying to build to another tire. He is. There comes the Diva Bomb up top, in the back, finds 3! Exactly like I said, Pulse. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide, and all 3 of them get taken down, especially when your Reinhardt is the first one to fall like that. There's no shield at all, and they can't do anything. but died to that Diva Bomb. Cebolo's trying to touch the point, but he gets taken down before he gets the opportunity. Blackson is there. Leap switch, trying to take them down with the Tracer. They're switching over to the stall. Big shatter. However, in the back, Transcendence is there to try and cover it over. The Toxic uses a Dragon Strike with his final dying breath. It's not going to find anything beyond some just chip damage, but it's all they need, and they're going to be able to cap the point. RHP with a very solid time bank on their hands.
Playing like they got something to lose right now, and they do. This is absolutely everything they're playing with. And look at that. Look at the improvement from the last match. You know, they started out with the Goats comp to get the ball rolling, but it never felt like the momentum ended when they switched off the Goats comp. Yeah, they just kept going, hitting hard. It felt like, you know, if this was a boxing match, they weren't doing light jabs. Everything felt like it was a knockout blow. You know, they were trying to knock out their opponent to get them on the floor, and you know, eventually there's not much there. You can't hold too long when you're just taking, you know, hits to the jaw like that. So
absolutely
great execution, and I loved you know, everyone's role there. Razor Chrome was absolutely popping off on that Zarya.
Seriously, I mean, his Graviton surges were massive on both sides. Really, Natic Bro and Razor Chrome were hitting big ones, hitting dingers, if you will. And you know, I saw Alex and Cebolo, they were trying their darndest to eat up those Graviton surges, but you know, it's just so hard to predict when the Zarya is going to use it. You know, there's some indications you get, like her positioning, but I saw Natic Bro use his positioning to bait out actually the defense matrix from Alex, and then hit a big one right after that. So it's like there's just so much mind games going on and little macro plays that I love from these teams.
Yeah. Oh, I really hope AYB stays on this comp right now. I love a modified Goats with the Sombra. I don't know why. I just really enjoy seeing it, because if you could get a hack, then the rest of the Goats comp, it's over for them. There's nothing. If you could get a hack on a key target, like if you could get a hack on K's, for example, there's nothing that team could do to survive a Goats Cup. Nope. Cebolo's going to crush my dreams, though, so oh well.
You know what he was doing there? This is actually a smart decision from him, is he was scouting with the Sombra, with the invisibility up top, because he knows that he can scout and they won't know, like, oh, they got somebody on the top there. But Ghost Comp is moving right in. AYB checking in through the hotel. I'm Basin, though. He was trapped. He gets taken down by the Toxic. Very nice headshot there, and the Storm Arrows just dismantled this Ghost Comp very quickly. 2 counter picks, but it's not going to be enough, and RHP wins the first battle.
Right, if you reset quickly enough, though, you do have what?
Dragon Strike already. Oh my goodness, that's not even, that's a 30-second Dragon Strike. Calm down there, the Toxic.
Yeah, okay, I was really not expecting that, but if you're in the offense, you can reset here quickly before the defense is, you know, back to full strength, just because you have that spawn advantage.
Absolutely, and you know the Toxic is going to be looking for another Dragon Strike here very quickly. I would have honestly saved if I was him and used it on the point here, because now it's looking like the Goats has a solid opportunity. I share respect is trapped. K slaps him down. They're holding on strong for now. Pulls 2 down, 4v6 on the point, but with 3 minutes left, AYB has a solid chance to continue to take this.
Yeah, they're going to push him back yet again. Left up has the Coalescence. Toxic coming up on another Dragon Strike. His average right now is like 30 seconds on these Dragon Strikes. It's insane.
Man, this is crazy. I mean, it shows you how fast Hanzo can just build Dragon Strikes if you can hit your shots. And Razor Chrome, if you can build up a Graviton Surge here very quickly, you know, Particle Cannons at high charge give you very, very large amounts of ultimate charge. So we'll see if he can do that. But if not, I expect Toxic to use it just to try and push them off. Big Shatter! Oh my goodness, that knocks them all down. Dragon Strike is there, but I don't even think they needed it, because K's just absolutely destroyed him with that.
K's is going to wipe out half the team all by himself. Oh, goodness. Yeah, exactly.
He's got the Infinity Gauntlet, or in this case, the Infinity Hammer.
Yeah, you got that right. Case is like popping off, doing his job right now. They still have more ultimates to work with, so this is rough to like run into. You have to use your ultimates to the advantage that you have.
There we go. Graviton Surge is there. I heard a tire from Alex here. Gets shut down by Sheer Respect, but it doesn't even matter. 2 already down for the AYB. It's going to be very hard to push in without your Lucio, which is basically the crux of Goats Comp. However, they're going to be still trying here. Natic Bro pops a grab, takes down the 2 tanks. They can't follow up, however, because the Coalescence from left up was there. He gets stunned, but is able to fade out of danger very quickly. Here comes Blacksmith again on the Lucio. Another shatter by Kaze. Tries to knock down Leap Switch, does take him down. Dragon Strike from Cebolo. There you go. Kaze gets taken down there. He was stunned. His shield dropped right at the moment of impact on that bomb. 1 minute and 25 seconds on the clock.
That is Zarya fight.
He takes down Natick, but I don't think he can take down ISJ Respect. And I'm based in here. He does take down I'm based in, and actually, I think
Okay.
RHP might be able to reset here and take it back. They've got the numbers. They could perhaps do it here, but no, never mind. Blackstone's got the sound barrier. I wouldn't here if I was them, but they're gonna use it.
Oh.
Actually, gonna try and going for it here on the side of the RHP, and they take down ISJ Respect. Blackstone's late with that sound barrier. If he would have used it in the grab, he could have perhaps saved his team. 2 ticks though. And RHP, wow, holding strong. Very nice reset from there. I wonder who called that out because that was a great decision.
Right, yeah, even we were kind of second guessing it. We were like, oh, I don't know if it's time to engage, but look at that, coming in strong. I mean, that's the only way you would take that is if you're all willing to go in. And look, you have a bunch of ultimates in your pocket and use the dragon to split up the team. Lucio is not with you, and that could be hurtful when you start to engage this dive.
I don't think it matters because he can wall ride. But here comes Alex with a tire. It's creeping up on the hotel,
Ooh.
crawling like a spider in the back line. Kite takes down Natick, bro. D-Mex Sabolo. Transcendence on the point now from Extends Q. That's all the RHP need. They get the value from it.
I don't. You have to switch to some panic picks here if you're gonna make it in 10 seconds, which I don't know. Oh no, I don't know if you can make it now. Yeah, there's no way.
No
So
way.
this is gonna be a victory here, and they survive. And we're gonna go to a game 3 because yeah, they're gonna be able to win it out. Very impressive art from RHP. It's playing like they want to stay alive.
I absolutely see why RHP picked this map because they executed that defense absolutely stellar. Pulse. I'm based in here getting to play the game twice now for this man. Got the Moira play the game, and then I get the Zenyatta play the game. What if this is going to be the Transcendence? Yep, to shut down that Dragon Strike. You know, maybe in the old meta when you could damage boost the Hanzo, it's Dragon Strike, but not anymore. So I'm based in is going to win that duel. And now, Pulse, we're tied up at a 1-1 here. Kings Row was our last map. And, I mean, Pulse, what do you think that AYB might pick for their third map here?
I don't know. There's a lot of options they have in their pocket. They usually pick this pretty quickly. So, yeah, I am also interested to see how it is. AYB, they seem to they like running that goats, and they like keeping momentum up. So I just feel like it has to be a map where you're waiting, you're not running constantly into a defense where it's like a defense favored map. So it's going to be a little odd. I mean, granted, this is control, so but there's a lot of options for them. We could see. I'm trying to figure out which one that they like. I would say Lijiang for now, just because that seems like something that they could keep the momentum going. The spawns aren't like massively far apart like they are in Nepal or something. So that's why that would be my call.
Yeah, I think Lijiang is a good would be a good choice here for the AYP. I totally agree with you. It seems like they like to play this, kind of momentum-based game, and Lijiang is a map where you can definitely hold momentum as long as you hold on the point, and use your ultimates correctly.
Plus, like that map just has just a wide variety of different different meta compositions. There's one map that definitely favors Pharah, and there's one map that does not favor Pharah at all. So it's a very versatile map, and yep, Lijiang Tower is the one that they do pick. So
look at that, big brain. What a prediction!
All right, yeah, we're moving on to Lijiang, and something you informed me of this little pregame chat though. You could see the other maps from this one.
Yes, you can. Yeah, I love that, and I was. As cool as the new map Busan is, I was a little bit disappointed because you can't see all the maps from each other. If you're on the Mecha base, you can only see the one you're on, which is Mecha base. If you're on the Sanctuary, which is the Shrine map, you can only see the Shrine and then the Mecha base. And if you're on the Downtown, the City map, then you can only see the City map and the Mecha base. So you can never see, if you're on Sanctuary, you can never see Downtown. If you're on Downtown, you can never see Sanctuary because it's over the mountain. But I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see that other map.
All right. So earlier I was speaking of the maps that favor Pharah, and this one is definitely the one. You could say is the one on Lijiang Tower where we see some Pharah duels come out, and look, Alex has already picked it out. No pick on the other side. Maybe that's just because they don't have a comfortable Pharah pick, and that's absolutely fine. You just have to watch out for Alex raining down those bombs on you guys.
Absolutely. Both sides, they're going to be running this dive comp Pulse, which is, pretty classic of Lijiang. You don't really see a whole lot of Ryan
Right.
Zarya, and in the times you do, they usually run different compositions. But the Toxic on this Widowmaker is going to be another thing to watch out for, because if there is a counterfire at any time from the AYB, they're going to be shut down.
Oh!
Down you go, down the side of the building there, Blackson. Not sure why he can't just wall right back up, but that's a story for another day, as Alex takes down 2 right away with the rockets. That shows you the value that Pharah can get when you don't have a counter hit scan.
Right, absolutely. It's just gonna be Alex controlling this map with Toxic, doing some cleanup work. Oh my goodness, it was not even
Very quick
this fight. Yeah, it was not even close. So AYB, I mean, look, man, it seems like they're losing some momentum right now. Able to clean up that first map very well, but now it doesn't seem like they're doing too well. Remember, this is their pick. This map is their pick.
Alright, so let's see what they can do on this next push here when one of the members doesn't die instantly. However, they do take a lot of damage. I'm Basin was there. Ooh, almost falls into the pit. But I'm Basin gonna get direct hit from that rocket. The Toxic gonna be the one to fall. However, trying to open things up is it's your respect there. But Alex is just taking everybody down. Leap switch the next one to fall. I mean, we've just been watching Alex here because I don't think we need to watch another point of view. He's just popping off, taking everybody down with these rockets. They do so much damage. And if you're AYB here, how do you counter this, Pulse?
You gotta switch to a hit scan. You can't keep running this Tracer Genji DPS line, or if you do that, then you have to make your D.Va essentially go on Sky Patrol, because instead of engaging in that dive on the front line, now D.Va has to resort her resources into the air. So a little unfortunate here coming out for this dive.
Yeah, barrage available even for Alex here, so he could just shut down this instantly. And you saw Natic trying to go for that Sky Patrol like you were saying, but Alex just demechs him before he gets an opportunity. And Alex is looking for a barrage, or he wants to find a big one. He's just waiting out this Transcendence on the point, and here it comes over the top. If he can just find an opportunity where he doesn't get killed by this Tracer right away, Blackson does fall, and maybe he doesn't even need the barrage here, because it seems like they've taken control of the point. Blade, however, might be trying to turn that around. Sabolo's there, counter barrage, takes down, however, D.Va, Razor Chrome falls, and there you go, Pulse, they did it.
Wow.
On the back of that Blade there, I think Alex, if I was Alex there, I would have used that barrage a little bit earlier, because he waited until Sabolo was there, and it put him in a bad opportunity, a bad position, because he was outside of the point.
Right, yeah, I 100% agree with you. I was kind of expecting it way earlier than that, but the dive's going to start to engage here. They have the Toxic on this Brigitte now, no more Widowmaker, because they don't need to have a Widowmaker if there's no Pharah in the sky. Now there's a lot more frontline damage.
And it's going to work out for them. My Basin does fall to that Brigitte right away. However, Leap Switch with a big pulse bomb takes down the Toxic. D.Va Bomb's almost in sync there on the point. Natic, though, does get caught. And this is going to be a quick retake from the RHP, unless the AY
actually
for quite some time here. ISJ is there, but it's just him all alone, and Alex is coming back with this Pharah. And even though that stick on the Brigitte was big relatively, because they lose the utility from it, I don't think it's gonna matter in the long run, because they had already gotten the numbers advantage over the AYB. And the Toxic is back. He just shuts down Leap Switch right away. It's very hard, maybe even impossible, to run Tracer against the Brigitte, but Alex just shuts down Natic. Bro, Case is brought back into the fight, and it's gonna be the RHP taking this, as long as they can cap this, because the AYB is putting up a heck of a stall right now.
Oh yeah, they are trickling in, and the one person that's on the point is living for a very, very long time. So you have to end this out here, and they are gonna do that. But look at that, they got a lot of percentage out of that. So I wouldn't even call that like a failed or a quick retake.
However, as a result, RHP has now a ton of ultimate charge available to them, because they were trickling in like that. It was just easy kills left and right. Alex has got another barrage here. He can land one more rocket. Sabolo's trying another blade here, and there's a sound barrier as well, trying to keep the team alive, perhaps in anticipation of that barrage, and it works, as it can cut down Alex, who's over the top there. Leap Switch is there on the point, trying to take down Razor Chrome, as he's still getting back into his mech, because as you know, D.Va can't move. Left up is able to res Alex, however. Pulse Bomb came out from Leap Switch there, but it's just going to get blocked by the shield with just ISJ respect on the point. He's falling 99%, and it's going to be RHP taking this.
I mentioned earlier that the bells are tolling for RHP. Now it's right back in there, right back in AYB space. I mean, goodness, they are one map away from getting eliminated, so they're gonna have to find that momentum that they had in that first match. I'm hoping that first match wasn't like lightning in the bottle or something, where it was just kind of a one-time thing, because they need to be putting up a fight here if they want to keep playing.
Absolutely. Control center, however, Pulse. I think Alex, if I'm Alex here, I switch over to to the Pharah and stay on the Pharah. And then if I'm the Toxic,
Right.
yep, switch over to the Junkrat. That's exactly what they're doing. And if I'm Leap Switch here, I'm going over to that Junkrat right away because we've seen how good he is at Junkrat and how good his tires are. And I'm totally running him right now.
Right, absolutely. And look, they're running a modified Goats, essentially. The only thing they're missing is that Brigitte because Leap Switch is going to play that Junkrat that you were just talking about. So they're going to try to snowball their way onto a point. Goats, it looks is very comfortable for them.
Both sides almost running this the same tank line. However, I think that AYB has the advantage because they're running this modified Goats, and Kaze gets taken down right away. Leap Switch now pushing far forward, playing aggro on this Junkrat, trying to hit those nades in there, and it works out. AYB, this modified Goats looking good already.
Yeah, absolutely. What a great push in. They use that, snowball mentality to their advantage very well. Look, they're still holding on the pressure on the choke. They had someone on point duty just to kind of cap it, but then other than that, look at all this pressure they're putting on them. The Junkrat, oh, you gotta watch out. Alex is going around the corner here.
Yeah, so is the Toxic. Both the splash damage characters are, playing these different corners, try to set up a bit of a crossfire on the AYB to help them push through and gain some ground. That's going to work. However, a shatter from ISG Respect knocks down 3, and Kaze is finished off right away. However, a Leap Switch does fall down. That means he won't be able to build up to his tire, but it won't matter because he's so high already. ISG Respect does finally go down to Alex.
Yeah,
here,
you're overextending a bit.
Yeah, I think RHP have a very solid chance to take this. They get the speed first from the Lucio, and all systems go for them right now. They need to push on this point to wait for the reset. However, a Graviton Surge, and there's a tire from Leap Switch. It's going to stop them right in their tracks, and the tire shuts down Toxic. Man, Pulse, great way to retake that even without your front tank line. You just pop a big grab, pop a tire, take advantage of them thinking they could win the point. However, here's a counterattack from the RHP now. They're trying again with this grab, and the tire gets shut down by Natick. GM level tracking right there if I've ever seen it, and Kaze gets taken down as well. Now left up, looking to be finished off here as the AYB are just pushing back the RHP again and again.
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, I love the play that Natick Bro is showing me right now. He used that grab. Look, you lose your Junkrat, you lose your Reinhardt. Things get a little worrisome. You lose your main damage dealer and your biggest shield. So you got to keep him off the point somehow. Use that Graviton to zone him out. Oh goodness, so I love the usage of that.
Leap Switch is already 50% to another tire, so even though you only got one pick last time. Oh, nice combo there.
Nice.
It's not going to matter. Yeah, Kaze there gets charged into the wall and the bomb. While you're being charged, you can't put that shield up, so he gets finished off right away. And that's big. Without the Rhine, ISG Respect can hit those big shatters like he just did right there onto Alex and left up. And with just the Tracer on the point of the Toxic here, I don't know how long he can survive solo. He's already around 5 HP. Kaze, however, hits a big one. Is there going to be enough follow-up pulse? No, there isn't. They get finished off. Sabolo gets stuck, and the Toxic is still there. But it's not going to matter. He gets taken down, and we know how good of a staller Extenskew is on this Lucio, but he just gets finished off. There's too much damage. Left up fades past the enemy front line onto the point, but he gets finished off by Leap Switch right away. Just exploded. And now, Pulse, they've tied things up 1-1. It's all going to come down to Night Market for the championship here. Who moves on to the playoffs?
Ooh, game 3, round 3. What more can you ask for? Especially it being on Lijiang Tower, which it's going to be control. And, another name for this game mode is King of the Hill. And that's never been more poetic and true than right now.
Pulse, on this map, on Night Market, what do we expect? We expect Pharah for sure, but what else do you think either team might be running here to try and go along with this Pharah?
The sniper I think is a great way. Hanzo or Widowmaker. It seems like one team likes running a sniper, when another team doesn't seem to be liking the sniper so far. Hasn't picked it once. Not gonna call out any names, but they are gonna start to engage at Leap Switch on that sniper. Ooh, and the Toxic is on Hanzo. So we're gonna have a little bit of a crossfire sniper duel.
You see Kaze and Razorchrome there, they were just spooking off Leap Switch and preventing him from finding shots by jumping in on him like that. Even though they didn't actually do any damage to him, they spooked him away, and that's what matters. However, Leap Switch still gets the pick, and now I'm based and finishes off Razorchrome right away. Yeah, there's going to be AYB taking this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They have that modified Goats comp again, and I'm telling you, man, run Goats comp and let Leap Switch play whatever he wants, because he is performing at a level where he's not a liability to that Goats comp. Usually, if you're running a Goats comp and there's somebody who's not on it, you have to really hope that they're good enough to hold their own. And Leap Switch has proven that to me right now.
Absolutely. And as a result of the AYB winning that first fight, they have more in the ultimate race on both sides. However, the Toxic, look at him. He's been so good at building up these Dragon Strikes very quickly. I mean, you saw the 30-second Dragon Strikes on King's Row, and he might have had perhaps, you know, a minute and 30-second Dragon Strike. Big charge, however, onto IC Respect, or from IC Respect, trying to split up K's. However, K's maybe going in a little bit too deep there, far behind enemy lines. Yeah, they're going to take advantage of that. AYB knows that when the Reinhardt charges in like that, they can hit a big shatter, and ISJ does just that.
Yeah, Alex is going to get away with his life, flying away like a bird. Going to go back to spawn. Because he's like, you know, I'm going to wait for my team before I start to engage here. But there's just not breaking through this defense so hard. And they're running into a huge ult economy disadvantage on the other side.
Yeah, absolutely. Toxic does have a Dragon Strike, but, I mean, can you really shut down a whole push with that single-handedly? Let's see what he can do. It might have gotten eaten up by the D.Va there. It was a little further forward. Blackson, though, does get the boop kill into Razor Chrome, does fall, however, as a result of that Dragon Strike. And over the edge, if I'm not mistaken, was Alex there for a brief second, but he flies back up very quickly, and he's got a barrage. He's going to be looking for a big one to shut down the supports in the back line, but it doesn't matter because your own supports are falling so quickly, and Leap Switch threads the needle through the window for a beautiful headshot onto Alex.
Yeah, beautiful indeed. Leap Switch, he's such a versatile player. He's showing me that he can play essentially everything here. Now when they're getting pushed back, they look at all the pressure that's getting put on them.
91% shatter. Oh, that's lights out for the RHP. AYB are going to be the winners here on Lijiang. They're trying to touch the point at the last second. Alex is there, but he's taken down. That's that pulse. AYB is going to win this one out.
Absolutely, and AYB will advance to the finals, playing that double header. Congratulations to them. In order to win this out here, had to go through a tough opponent, especially when it went to, you know, round 3, game 3.
Play the game here. Going to I'm Basin. This guy, he's got to play the game
all
three
of them,
times.
yeah.
Always on support every time. Shows you the versatility of this guy. Very great Moira with the coalescences, finding the angles to do the damage. Absolutely beautiful on that Moira there. And now Pulse, as they move into the finals here, the AYB, what do they need to do to take down the Malivera, Capensis, perhaps the top dogs here?
I just think they got to keep, you know, doing what they've been doing this whole time, you know, and they gotta keep that snowball mentality where they love momentum. You know, if you get these guys, you know, doing bad, they're just going to keep doing bad. Like we've seen that on the map too. But if you get them, if you know, you give them any inch, you know, they'll take a mile, just because these guys, they get a little bit of hope, then they're going to run with it. They're just going to be like, okay, then it's winnable. And they have that mentality of winnable. And they're just going to keep running at the opponent over and over again. And that's why they've advanced to these finals.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it kind of reminds me of the Orcs. You know, the Orcs and GP White from the Pro Division is just this never say die. Just keep pushing in, you know, unbridled aggression, because that's how you win the point, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm very, you know, props in the world to them, because AYB is going to do the long journey, unlike like RHP or Melivora even. You know, they had to go through Black Overlords. Now they're gonna have to go. Now they went through RHP, and now they're gonna have to go through Melivora, and Melivora only had to go through Hacked. So it's been a long journey for them in these playoffs, and they're ready. They want the final. They want that, you know, just to say they won it all.
Absolutely. We're just getting the rest of the members of the Malivera Capensis here, or the Melivora Capensis. We don't actually really know how to pronounce their names, so you'll probably hear it 18 different ways throughout the course of this match. But Pulse, the Malivera Capensis here, you like you said, they only had to face one team, whereas AYB, they had to take the long road through the finals, or through the playoff bracket, and now they're here at the finals. What am I feeling if I'm this team?
Good. Honestly, I mean, sure, you may be a little fatigued from that doubleheader, especially if you're running into a fresh team that is also made it to the finals, and they're just kind of ready to blast through it as well. But you're feeling good if you're AYB, just because, you know, you've had this long journey. You've taken down if you look at the start of the playoffs, you know, you look and it begins, and you have to go through Black Overlords, and you're thinking, okay, I got to go through 3 teams in order to win it all. this might be a little rough of a journey for us. But if you're through 2 out of 3, you're feeling good. The end is in sight, and you see that light. It's just one more barrier in the way. And if you're able to run through 2 walls, why can't you run through 3? So
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
mentality they're having right now. Yeah, it's feeling good for them.
And post the last map, or rather, the first map of the last match
Hmm.
in this non-pro division. We're going to Russia. We're going to the Volskaya Industries here, as it's the Maliveric Pences facing off against the AYB Esports in this final. Pulse, are you ready?
I am ready indeed, and it's a little poetic. Volskaya and to get out here in this Russian Overwatch Cup.
It is. Perhaps. Maybe they might have planned that out in the very beginning. You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
Now we're just waiting on one more member of the Maliveric Pences here. And Pulse, again, we've seen AYB. We know how good these guys are. They dropped King's Row, but they came back with a fire in their eyes on Lijiang Tower, and I assure you they're going to be bringing that same fire into this finals match. You've seen these players leap switches tires, shut down pushes time and time again. You've seen Natix
Right, right.
Pros big graviton surges. You know he can land him here. ISJ respects Shatters. He's such a good Reinhardt. Takes advantage of the other Reinhardt's misplays. And Pulse, if there's a team that I'd want to see in the finals, it's totally AYB. What I've seen from these guys, just a brief glimpse under the hood. And I've seen the working engine for just a split second. Let me tell you, it is very, very promising. So I'm very excited for this match.
Good. I am also excited for this match, but they do have the biggest challenge in the world as their final one. Melavora went 10-0 during the regular group stages. They didn't get defeated once, and then in the playoffs when they went through Hacked handed them their first loss. They were able to win that out 2-1. So that was their first time they've dropped a map. But if you're AYB, you look at that and say, well, if Hacked could get a win, that means they're not gods, they're not invincible. So it is absolutely winnable. They are human, they are able to be broken, and that's exactly what you want to do is break through that line where Melivoris kind of just had this mentality of they breeze through the group stages. It seems like going 10-0 map wise. I mean, goodness gracious, that's such a good. That's just making a statement there,
Mm-hmm.
going undefeated. But yeah, once you get to this playoffs and Hacked is able to break through it on a map, AYB, there's a hope for you there. So that's what you want to go through. And like I said, they see the end in sight, and they don't want to let Melivore stand in the way.
Absolutely, Pulse. If I think Melivert here is kind of the team that other teams might have been scared of, and
Right.
Hack showing that there's perhaps cracks in their armor that now the AYB can take advantage of. And I think if I'm AYB here, I play it exactly like I've been playing. Don't let the fact that they're this top team, don't let that intimidate you,
Hmm.
right? Don't make this into like a David versus Goliath scenario where you're like, there's no way I can do it. Nah, just pick up your sling, pick up your stone, whap one right in their face, easy.
Yeah, absolutely, and just I'm so hyped for this match just because the way that it's all been building up, this whole season. While we've been doing, pro, I know these guys have been working just as hard throughout their group stages to make it to this point, and I'm really really excited. And yeah, I absolutely agree with you. There's no need to be intimidated. You made it to the finals. They made it to the finals. At the
Mhm.
moment, you guys are even, so it's absolutely winnable, and we're gonna get started here. And you mentioned the first map being Volskaya Industries.
And Pulse, the thing is, if I'm AYB here, I'm still off of the high of that last win. I'm like, let's go, boys. We made it to the
Let's
finals.
get
Now
it.
everyone's got to be very, very hyped up, and they got to be very excited. And if they can channel that, that energy into this match, into their play, I think this will be a team that because they've got everything on the line here, because they worked so hard to get to these finals, they're going to be playing at their absolute best. We're going to see these guys. We're going to see these guys be shining out here.
Yes, I absolutely agree with you. And okay, let's talk about some keys to the game for AYB. Granted, I would love to talk about some keys for Melvora, but we haven't we haven't really
We haven't
seen
seen
them
them.
too
Yeah,
much.
so
Yeah, so some keys for AYB though is let a leap switch pop off. Honestly, like he's such a good DPS player, very versatile no matter what he's playing. And he just works in tandem with whatever the whole composition is. You see him run. The rest of the team is running the goats comp. easy, obvious, obvious pick for him. Go into that Brigitte, fill it out. But instead, now he switches on to the Junkrat, or he switches on to the Widowmaker. But we saw on Lijiang Tower, so it's very very versatile that he's constantly on his A game, and he's working in tandem with the rest of the team. Also, you can pay attention to Nadik Brola, a very very good off tank player. He's so good at Zarya. He's proved that in these last couple matches, and he's proving to be one of the best I've seen in this division. So very well executed Zarya player. Do you have any other keys to the game, Brienne?
I think that the support play as well from AYB is something to mention. Blackson and I'm based in. I mean, you saw him, right? 3 play of the games
Right,
across 3
playing the games,
matches.
yeah.
That just shows you the value that this guy gets. And I've seen Blackson's play as well. Looks very, very nice. A lot of the time he doesn't die. And he's very reminiscent of a cockroach, perhaps. Every time RHP wanted to get the slipper and try and smack him over the head, he was just like, nope, nope. You thought I'm dead? Nope. That little self regen on the Mercy's kicking in, and you can't finish me off anytime soon there. So I thought that both of the support play was big, and it's all about the support play, Pulse. If the support play is on point, then the rest of the team is gonna look so much better.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're able to stay alive and also pump out that healing for the rest of your team, you're doing great as a support player. And you're absolutely right. I'm Bastien getting three three play of the games on support. I've seen that serve Moira highlight intro. Very well executed. He's a great support player. That is undoubtable. And it's a little early to call MVPs because we still got a whole another match to go through. But he's definitely one that I'm keeping in mind for right now. I see you. If Jonak could win an MVP, then why can't I Bastin?
Absolutely. And Pulse, we're gonna bring in Leap Switch here real quick. Let's get a
Okay.
little bit of an interview with him right before he plays in the finals. So I'm sure we'll get some a little bit of nerves going on. But overall, I think it should be very very interesting to see what he's got to say about how he feels after this match, or coming into this next match rather. All right, hello Leap Switch.
Hello.
All right, how do you feel making it all the way into the finals here? You're about to play in them.
It's pretty amazing right now. We worked pretty hard to have a good comeback in the group stage because first we had a draw and then we had a loss against MC actually, and now we get our revenge.
Yeah, there you go. So this is a bit of a revenge match. You're trying to get back at him in the finals. You lost to him earlier, but I really think you guys have got a chance here. And you just came out of this win from the RHP there. That it lasted a little bit long. Went to 3 maps. So are you guys feeling any fatigue at all, or are you just raring and ready to go?
Nah, we are ready to rock.
All right.
Nice. Yeah, I love that. Then you're like, yeah. I mean, you're going through a team that's given essentially your whole group a problem throughout the group stages because they did go 10-0. But you guys, I can imagine that you guys you're not thinking that this is unwinnable, and especially since you've gone through 2 teams already with the end in sight. How are you feeling?
I mean, we are like right now. We just want to win it. Like we want to go all the way, dude.
Nice. Yeah, I love that mentality. And going all the way. You're the only team that's played through who's made it this far and also have played through the 2 matches prior in the playoffs because Melivore didn't have to do that. They only had to go through Hacked. So you mentioned there's no fatigue problems at all, but is there any anxious anxiety that you kind of feel throughout the team, or is the comm still pretty clear?
I mean, the comps got a bit rough at some point, but you could tell on King's Row basically, and we got ourselves together, and yeah.
Nice. Yeah, congratulations, man.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'll let you get back with your team now, and you can get ready for this finals match that you're about to play in. So good luck to you. We've seen your tires,
Thanks.
man. You're a great player, and hopefully you guys.
Oh yeah.
Best of luck to you.
Dude, just my good team, dude. Okay, bye guys.
See
Yeah,
you
thank you.
later.
All right, Pulse. after hearing from Leap Switch. You know what's interesting is you mentioned that Millivera, they didn't have to play a match right before this, so AYB. They might actually come into the first map at an advantage here. You know why? Because they're
Ooh.
all warmed up. They're ready to go. And they've already been playing for in that past set against the RHP, and coming into this map, unless Melivera has been warming up outside, then AUIB has an advantage here because they've already been playing.
Right, exactly, and when you get into those playoffs, you kind of get that anxious feeling. You're like, okay, this is it, this is the big game. But then you don't feel the heat of that until you really start to get playing. But AYB, they're already in the fire, baby. They're saying, come in and join us, and
Oh yeah.
They're ready to come out of the gate swinging. And we see when they execute that goats comp, they definitely can come out of the gate hardcore and able to take it, especially if they're running on Volskaya Industries.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here in Volskaya, it's gonna be our first map if I'm not mistaken here. And Pulse, the thing with Volskaya is double sniper has pretty much been the dominant force in the meta. But what else do you think that these teams might be running?
On Volskaya Industries, yeah, this is definitely one of those maps that's versatile, just because you could run that Pharah, you could on offense, you could run that Goats comp, you could run there's a lot of options to run here, and yeah, you mentioned the sniper because there's a lot of high ground there. Arisa is a good pick. Ryan's a good pick. I mean, there's a lot of versatility on this map, and that's why I'm interested to see how they run it. If I was to make a call right now, I would say AYB on that offense. They're going to be running that Goats comp with maybe a little modified. Maybe they have Leap Switch switch on to something else. But Melivora, they're kind of a wild card to me. I'm excited to see what they go on to.
Yeah, they're a big old enigma for us right now. We don't know what they're gonna be running until we get in game, and so it's safe to say that AYB is gonna be running that goats comp. I think because we've seen them run goats time and time again on offense, and Volskaya is a great map to run goats on. But what's interesting is it's also not a half bad map to run the goats comp defense on.
Oh yeah. A little. I love the Goats Comp defense just because it's something that we don't see too often, but it's definitely something that you see. What they'll do is they'll let them come past the choke, and essentially it works kind of like a dive defense where you let them into your area just a little bit, and then you dive on them. While when it comes to Goats Comp, I mean, they'll just ram right into you like a train. It's insane how they're able to do it. So I would love to see it. I would love to see some well executed dive like Goats defense, just because it's something we don't see too often, and it's rather hard to kind of break through, because if that train's running at you, what you want to do on defense is essentially you want to set up that wall so it's hard for them to get past, but but with the Goats, you're not running. And you're not trying to create a wall. You're trying to create a train, like essentially a boulder that's rolling towards them to eliminate them.
Yeah, reminds me of like Indiana Jones. Raiders of the Lost Ark. He picks up the idol that would be in this case like the point or something. They get past the choke. Then all of a sudden you got the boulder rolling at you, and you're just trying to run away as fast as you can, because you definitely don't want to deal with that, because that thing will take you down very, 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 very quickly.
There we go. Yeah, I just wanted to get one more in there. Yeah. Oh no, Sabolo's gonna bait me with this Torbjorn pick.
Oh yeah, he is. But you know what I do expect here from the offense. If they don't run that ghost comp on the offense pulse, I expect them to run probably the Ryan Zarya double sniper, because that's pretty much what we've seen in the past. Maybe even a tracer or a flanker to try and get into the back line of the AYB, but. Who knows? And again, we got the AYB in the blue here, and the Melivera in the red. Pulse on this defense. They got a May. What are they gonna do with it?
Leap Switch, my versatile boy. Yep, he's gonna be able to use that wall to his advantage. Now, if you're playing May, that wall is the key. To playing her, executing her at such a high level. You could either wall off the choke, but I think the choke's a little too wide for that whole wall to cover. Or once you get back to the point, you could wall off one side so that everybody who doesn't have movement ability to just walking straight up onto the point, they have to come through the side that you want them. You dictate the map. You have so much map control And I think that's what Leap Switch is trying to do right now.
Yeah, you know, because Ryan can really only hold one side of the choke, right? Because the shield's
Right.
only so big. If it was the size of the whole choke, that'd be awesome, but unfortunately it isn't. So I expect them to hold one side with the Ryan shield and then hold the other side with the Mei wall here. But you got the Malivera. They're running this dive here, and with this Far Mercy, it's going to be very hard for the AYB because they don't really have a hit scan. Maybe Mei is going to try to fill that role, but here comes the dive coming in right away in the back line. You see that Malivera is trying to establish themselves on the point, and they've taken the high ground. We know how important the high ground is, and they've driven back the AYB into the side room here, allowing Cibolo to get the pick. He gets a different angle, looks at it from a different area, and they get the picks. And as a result, because Everest was going for that res on Sasper there, they can finish off the rest of the team because they know there's going to be no healing on them, so it's a lot easier to get the kills.
The main key was that because Everest was going for the res, Lana Del Rey didn't have any healing, and that's the key. If you're able to take out that Pharah, I'll hop on any opportunity you can, and that's what Cibolo did.
Absolutely. And as a result, look at this. I'm Basin's very close to a nano boost here. And you see Cibolo again. He's close to a Dragon Strike. And Leap Switch even is close to a Blizzard here of his own. So a lot of ultimates built up very early on in the fight. As Cibolo's just going to drop right off the high ground. Oh no! He gets cut off with his own wall from Leap Switch there. That's very unlucky because he gets finished off right away. And the rest of the team, they can't fight back here. The nano boost comes out onto ISJ. But he's the last man standing. The last Crusader. And it's not going to matter in the long term. So, stopped on the first push, they get it on the next push. Pulls Malivera now, point B.
Yeah, they didn't use a lot of ultimates, and oh, look at that. We're going to switch up the tank line. It seems like I can't imagine we running this Winston Zarya for too long. Maybe Natick switches over in just a little bit. But yeah, Leap Switch, you know, he accidentally walled up his teammate, but he has that Blizzard now, so once the dive comes in, you know he's going to be popping that very quickly.
Absolutely. However, Sasper in the back takes down Blackson there with his Dragon Blade. He's going to be able to take down Leap Switch before going down to Cibolo here. The Blizzard on the point is going to, you know, just kind of thaw out there. And the picks on the side are all on the side of Malivera here. You got Cibolo in the corner taking down. Same for ISJ. They're going to get the first tick here before anyone can touch. Blackson's there, but he's just going to get focused down right away. They're switching over to the stall now on the side of the AYB. They're just trying to save face now on this point. You got one on the point of I'm Basin who gets taken down right away. The tanks are going to make it there. Natick Broharper, he's going to pay for it. He's half HP already in the corner. The bubble comes out onto ISJ to try and keep him alive. However, a Diva Bomb, he's going to have to duck around the corner and concede even more percentage. Now, they're just going for the pure stall. Blackson is there with a Transcendence, trying to cover things up. Barrage up top from Lana Del Rey. Basin's there. He's trying to stay alive, but he just can't for so long because of this Pharah of Lana Del Rey. It's too much damage to contend with without enough resources. And Pulse, that's a textbook example of a snowball.
Absolutely. They carried that momentum from point A all the way over to point B, and with that, they're going to get awarded a bonus of 1 minute and 11 seconds, moving up to 5 minutes and 11 seconds in total. Oh, look at this. They have a tough task of them, AYB does. This is going to be something that they have to learn their opponents pretty quickly. We mentioned it earlier. They did play in the group stages, in the same group stages. Unlike, you know, their former opponent when they went against RHP, they didn't play in the group stages together, so that was kind of their first time playing. Now, in this case, these guys know each other throughout the season. You just got to learn very quickly, you know, how to manage them, and you have to learn. It has to be something that's figured out fast, because if you're letting them just constantly, you know, has this momentum and snowball, it's gonna be a quick 2-0 for them. So you have to figure this out quickly. They're gonna run the goats on the offense, something, you know, that we've predicted pretty early in this match, just because it's very. It works well for them, and it keeps that snowball momentum going. You know, the same way they got defeated is the same way they're going to try to defeat them.
Yeah, absolutely. And Pulse, you know, the thing is, I think the name of the game here from the Malivera is their teamwork. You know, their teamwork and team play are something to, you know, take notes on if you're trying to get a good example of it, because what I've seen from them so far is fantastic. And I think on defense here, what they're going to be holding here with this, you know, dive is they're going to try to, again, like you said, like the Ghost defense, concede space and then dive on whoever gets past the choke, especially with this Doomfist, who can do a ton of damage. He's going to be waiting on top of the art gallery, and then he's going to drop down on top of them.
Right, absolutely. You gotta let them come through the choke a little bit. Diva's gonna do a little bit of a scouting job just to realize, who they're running at, and I think it's gonna be kind of obvious that it's gonna be a ghost comp running at us. So be prepared, boys. Everyone's ready for it. They're not gonna hold the choke like you mentioned. They're gonna hold it far back on this house.
Oh, they're running right, however, into Sasper here. He's got to get back out of dodge very quickly before he gets taken down. And now, okay, interesting push from AYB. They're taking the high ground here. They're going to drop down now with the speed boost from Blacksand here as soon as he gets his amp up and running. But a dive coming up from the back. Lana Del Rey, very low there, pressured by the Diva, but the support is there onto Everest. However, Shadows was split up from the team there, and he gets taken down on the Zenyatta. Sasper's trying to turn things around with his Doomfist here. Punches Natick there, but Elena Del Rey again. This Pharah is just too much to run into. It's just doing so much damage. Takes down 2. However, I think that the AYB's got still a solid chance to take this point. Even though it's looking pretty even right now, Natick Bro is able to build up that Graviton at least well towards that. And Pulse, again, attackers, they have spawn advantage here right over than the defense. Defense has got to walk back a long ways away, whereas the offense only has to walk a short distance. And you see the supports are there. It's just Mecha here on the point. The Winston by himself can't do a whole lot, and he's going to be stunned, trying to get taken down. However, Lana Del Rey over the top of the barrage is not going to find anything. Perhaps more targets than you might have thought there. ISJ, though, does get a nice charge onto the Doomfist. The value Doomfist can get with those punches and those one-shot kills, but he's not going to get the opportunity to do that. However, Zmeika pushes ISJ over the edge there with no Reinhardt. It's not looking too good for AYB here. They don't have any shields. The Coalescence still invested, but Blacksand falls on the point. Rally as well. They're still fighting this bull, so they've gotten 1 tick. They're just trying to bully their way onto the point. Zerber gets demeched here and booped over away from his team. Sasper's there on the Doomfist, gets stunned before he can charge up a punch. But Lana Del Rey still over the top. Boobsime based and over the edge and is getting the support from Everest. Everest, however, is now a fish out of water with no mercy or with no Pharah to fly to. Flies under the point, gets taken out. Pulse. They finally do it, but what a great job by the Malivra to just burn down that time bank.
Oh, absolutely. That was essentially just one long 2-minute fight. Now they're gonna get for 5 minutes and 45 seconds, and I can't imagine that they'll match the time bank of Malivera.
It'll be very hard unless they can cap it in 30 seconds here. I mean, they might have the ultimates to do it if they can get a big team wiping one right away, but it's gonna be very difficult. They're trying to get this Graviton Surge if you're Natick, but you gotta watch out for this barrage in the backline like he just hit right there. Lana Del Rey takes down ISJ. And with no Reinhardt, again, it's so hard, especially when he goes down with a Shatter. Leap Switch is found because he's got no protection. He's got no front line to try and protect him from all this damage coming out from Sasper right now. And AYB pushed back.
Yeah, absolutely. And there goes Sabolo over the edge. He's going to get finished off with a little help from Sasper. But you built up a lot of ultimates in that push. You essentially have 6 ultimates for this next push. So you could win this fairly quickly to get, a close time bank to Melavora, though the only thing that's throwing them off is Lana Del Rey's Pharah.
Yeah.
They have nothing to counter. Even Natick Bro is kind of looking into the air to kind of take care of him. So a little unfortunate that they have to sacrifice their Diva into it.
All right, AYB on the point right now. They almost get 1 tick before being finally pressured. Blacksand, however, is the first to fall. He had the sound barrier. With no sound barrier, it's going to be very hard to sustain themselves in a long fight because Sasper can just get in your backline and slap everybody down like he did right there. I'm Basting gets taken down mid-Coalescence cast, so that's not going to get any value. And this is going to be the Malivera holding on once again.
Yeah, absolutely. There goes the Shatter. I don't know if I would have used it there. But they're still trying to engage in this push, and maybe they could get a tick out of it somehow just to hold them off. But I don't know. The spawn advantage is too strong. Oh no, he's in the middle of his ult animation.
Yeah, Sasper takes him down. Here's a barrage again from Lana Del Rey. I guess the only good thing to take out of this if you're the AYB is that you baited out few ultimates there. However, you used a lot of your own, and now you got nothing to show for it. You didn't even get a full tick with 3 minutes and 43 seconds. Pulse. What does the AYB have to do to get past this Doomfist of Sasper?
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate, but you essentially have to waste another minute trying to build up those ultimates yet again. Natick Bro has it. The key is not popping that early. We mentioned how, the ults, they were coming out, but they were coming out at odd times, maybe a little late, maybe a little early. So you don't want to pop this Graviton Search unless everyone's ready. Never mind, as I say that, they're going to pop it right now.
Transcendence is there. However, Everest does go down. Had the Valkyrie, so now they know they won't be able to have that, and they use the Transcendence as well. Shadows of Har gets taken down. No support on the point now for the Malivera, but they don't even need it. Cerber there with a big bomb takes down 3, and Sasper in the back to finish off the rest of the members. Malivera holding strong right now, Pulse. It's insane.
Right, absolutely. They're gonna stagger ISJ just because it's a little late for him to be going down because the rest of his team is already back up, and now Natic Bro doesn't have the graviton anymore. Like I mentioned, I would have saved it just a little bit longer, but you know they want to engage, and granted it was a big grav. I'll give you that.
Shadows of Har's Transcendence was just a little too good on the coverage there. Okay, Sasper there, he knows he can play aggro because he's got the Meteor Strike and he's able to retreat and get the healing from the rest of his team. Doesn't find a whole lot of value from that though. Beyond delaying the AYB's push by just a few measly seconds, and the triple tank, they're going around on the left side here for the AYB as they let a leap switch set up on the outside, trying to take down this farm. Mercy dive comes up, drives Shadows of Har off the top. There is the Diva Bomb. Not going to find anything. Make it in the back. Pressures Leap Switch and takes him down. However, Shadows of Har does go down as a result. ISJ Respect is there to cover him. Lana Del Rey, however, with a Transcendence, or with a Barrage rather, but really great response from ISJ. Primal Rages and jumps right into the Rockets. The res, however, is there because the Winston jumped away. So now Lana Del Rey's back into action here with more spam damage up top. ISJ is trying to do his darndest to take this point, but they will be able to get a tick. Yes, they will get a tick. That's the good thing here so far. They've got a foothold. It's just a matter of maintaining this foothold. There you go. You split up the farm Mercy.
Oh, there.
Takes down the Pharah, and then Everest gets taken down by Leap Switch. Leap Switch finishes off Shadows of Har. Both supports down again. All damage permanent until they respawn here. But it's looking like the AYB has an opportunity here. With only Zmeka there on the point. He's Primal Raging. He's trying to knock them around. He jumps off the point for a tad second there for just a moment. However, that Diva Bomb, there you go. That's what you need. Zmeka gets taken down. Lana Del Rey gets taken down. Because Zmeka was Primal Raging, he couldn't use the shield, and that's going to be that.
Exactly. Look, Leap Switch, my boy, we just interviewed you. Why did you wait so long to switch over to Widowmaker? You come out on Widowmaker and you're going to tell me you're going to get a double kill onto the point? What? Why did you wait so long? I love that. I loved that final push. You're absolutely right. They used their ultimates so well. Sabolo on that Diva was, you know, waited till the perfect moment to use it when he was Primal Raging and didn't have a choice really in the matter to put down his shield. And Leap Switch comes out. Granted, you know, Sabolo did have to take care of the Pharah on that Diva, but after that, Leap Switch, you know, just kept his eyes on the point and was able to take out 2 of them, like I mentioned. I don't know why the comp switch took a little bit. They could have maybe got it in like 3 minutes or something, because the Pharah was the main problem. It was the Pharah and the Doomfist that were giving them, you know, all the problems in the world. And if you're able to take them out that quickly with the Widowmaker, I don't know why this took so long, but yeah. Whatever. They're able to get it, and they have 1 minute and 11 seconds.
1-1-1, very nice numbers for them. However, it's not 7-7-7. If it was 7-7-7, I'd totally call that, because that is a lucky number for sure. But
well, you can't get 7-7-7.
I guess it's a little. I think it's a little close. Yeah, you're right. I can't even get 7-7-7 because 77 seconds doesn't exist. But Leap Switch here, he's staying on this Widowmaker. He almost goes over the edge there. However, the railing is there. I don't know why they don't install higher railings here, because these little stone things ain't.
Okay.
Oh, nice try, Leap Switch. I know what you were going for there. He's trying to get across. However, just leaves on Baston. He's kind of trapped over there. He can't res anybody, so he's got to wait for Leap Switch to come back so we can fly to him.
Right, absolutely.
Blackston's gonna come around the corner here and get him back over.
You gotta go quick though. You only really have 1 fight in this push.
That's very unlucky.
Yeah, exactly. With that low time, with the, you know, small time bank that they have, there's 30 seconds left, and with Leap Switch going down, he has to find a shot on the Lana Del Rey right now.
Sasper though, pressure, gets taken down. That's a big opening pick with no Widow. Now you see Leap Switch goes uncontested. He can find shots at his leisure in the back line here onto Zmeka, who's about half HP on the point. However, Natic Bro does go over the edge here. Lana Del Rey has been very good on those, but Leap Switch, again, finding the value right away. Takes down Shadows of Har. The res is there. However, they're still fighting this at a disadvantage for if you're the Malivera right now. However, evening things out is Zmeka. Takes down on Baston, and that is an even bigger pick because it's just Blackston on the point for the heals. And you know that even though the Lucio recent buff, he's around 12 meters on the aura, he still doesn't have any buff to healing. Natic Bro's going to get there just in time as the rest of his team is falling, trying to contest for a decent amount of time, but it's just not going to happen. And Pulse, Man, it was all on that leap switch grapple that cost them too much time. They only had that one push rather than two. Leap switch, come on, man. I know what you were going for, but just a very unlucky time to have that happen.
Right, yeah, exactly. Especially when you only had a minute, and they can get any capture progress now. They only need one tick to win this out here. Melivora doesn't have 5 minutes to do it, so it's a tough task ahead of them. But it's absolutely doable, and this will end in a draw if they're able to hold them back. So we'll see. We'll see. If this ends in a draw, it's a guaranteed round 3. So I'm excited.
Yeah, absolutely. Round 3. And Pulse, since it is the finals, if I'm not mistaken, we're in a best of 5 situation here rather than a best of 3. So, even though if you lose the first map, it's alright because you still got a number of them ahead of you in the future here. And this is probably going to be the longest one. It's always 2CP that ends up taking ages and ages and ages to go on. I mean, by the time we're here, by the time we end this map, the heat death of the universe may have already happened. But, maybe not, because that's billions and billions of years away.
Well, that's about how long 2CP takes.
Oh, yeah, let's be honest.
All right, so now on this defense, we're going to have some Bolo on this Bastion. Kind of a niche pick. But
you know what I smell, Pulse, in the air? I smell a little bit of cheese happening right now because that's what they're going for on this defense.
Right, as Bastion just has such high damage output. Granted, he has very low mobility, but still able to pump out that damage. Leap Switch is going to try to find a shot on Alana Del Rey, and he does actually. He hits a body shot, has to get healed up pretty quickly.
See, Melivora has no idea what they're running into right now, and then all of a sudden they get on the point, and there's the Bastion up top that you gotta contend with. Lana Del Rey, you may have just bitten off more than you can chew there. However, the execution was perfect. The dive was fantastic. I'm based and went down, and Blackson went for the res. It was risky, and it's gonna pay off. Or rather, not gonna pay off. It's gonna hurt the team, rather, because there was no healing onto Cibolo, who was trying to laser down that D.Va, but it wasn't enough. The Melivora Capensis take the first map, Pulse, bringing us to a 1-0 so far. But if you're AYB, you don't got to worry too much because you still got a long road ahead of you.
Yeah, you do. And look at this leap switch. Our boy's going to get to play on the Widowmaker, and I hope this is it. Yep, this is absolutely it. When you switch on to Widowmaker, it's got, did that one, took care of the rest. There's one, there's two. And look at that. Like, why... You put damage on the 4 people there. I don't know why it took a little bit, but they were able to flip that point, but they're not able to hold off Melivora, and we're gonna get some people leaving. It seems like we got a little bit of a server error, so we're gonna have to wait a little bit till we go to map 2. In fact, I'm thinking we're gonna have to wait a little bit till we even get a pick.
Well, hey, at least the server error happened at the end of the match rather than right in the middle of it, because that would have been very bad. And actually, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure there's an Overwatch update that just got pushed out, so everyone's just gonna drop out of the lobby to update. All right, there's a little bit of an interesting situation here that we've got. Yeah, please exit and restart the game to update. That's what they're saying to me. All right, okay, all right, Blizzard. I see you pushing out updates right in the middle of our finals game here. All right, we're just trying to play the game, but.
Unlucky. It's okay. So yeah, we are gonna have to go to a quick 5-minute break. It seems like just to update. Get everyone cooled off for a little bit.
Again, Pulse, though, I think that the strength of the Melivora lies in their team play and their teamwork. What we've seen from them so far is very fantastic. But let's look at these patch notes. Let's see what they are.
Ooh, live.
Okay. All right. Let's
Here's
let
our
me
hot
just read through
takes.
these here. We got there's a new Diva Nanocola challenge. Okay, so you can get a cool skin. All right, bug fixes here. Let's see. Looks like just a lot of
bugs.
General fixes. Okay, good. They fixed the Symmetra bug that you could teleport into the buses on King's Row and Bonnie, because that was kind of annoying. And they fixed a bug that caused Winston's jump pack damage to not fall off properly. So.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All right. So nothing too big. Just a little bit of a small update here. And the Nanocola challenge, I'm interested in that. I'll check that out for you. I'll update you guys. I'll let you know what's going on. What is this Nanocola challenge, Blizzard? Tell me, please. I'm very interested. And supposedly the rewards are you unlock the Nanocola skin that was shown at the end of the Shooting Star short, where she's in her hoodie there. So,
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
thank
that's a
you.
good skin. I saw that and I was like, I guarantee you they're gonna make this a skin, but it doesn't seem like the website wants to load for me for some strange reason here. So I'll
You're
just
using too much of your internet. You're streaming and you're updating.
that's honestly probably it. Like you're probably you are not wrong in the slightest here. And let me open up
There you go.
the Twitter link. Let's see if the Twitter link helps at all. There we go. That's gonna work. All right. Hopefully the Twitter link works, but I don't know. We'll see. Let me see. Let me see if the link works from here. And fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Never mind. It doesn't work. All right. Well, I'll just watch the little cinematic here, and I'll try and see what it is. Suit up and earn epic rewards. Okay, you earn some sprays. Okay, some Nanocola sprays. It looks like very similar to the arcade thing. Where where you have to win matches and then you get loot boxes. I'm pretty sure that's the format of this. That's what I see. It's really low quality on the Twitter video, so I can't read the text. It looks like a jumbled mess of like hieroglyphics or something like that. But the skin looks very nice. I'm not gonna lie. It's a nice green and Cola skin, and you've got of course the hoodie on Diva. She's got a ponytail. Interesting. Usually the hair down for Diva hairstyle, but it looks like a pretty nice skin. You got some nice sprays. Okay, those are actually really nice sprays. I'm not gonna lie, those are very, very nice sprays. I
All right,
assume
let me look at this. You're hyping this up. Let me
I
see
assume
this.
I assume it's gonna be very similar to the whatchamacallit, the man, I can't remember, where you had to watch streams and then you would unlock the pink
Right.
the cancer mercy, the
Yes.
cancer research mercy, where you had to watch streams and then you'd get sprays and stuff for that. I assume because it says tier 1 2 hours or something. So we'll see what that is. And Busan is not going to come out with this map. That's going to be at another time supposedly. So August 28th to September 10th. So you got quite some time here if you want to get those rewards. And it seems that first you unlock the sprays, then you unlock the player icon, and then you unlock the skin. Well, now that I'm back in game here, we'll see. We'll see what it is. We'll see what it is. Oh no, Pulse, we might be screwed because it says that there are 7,000 players ahead of me in queue right now.
Okay, so we might need to go do a quick break.
We might need to go to an even longer break here, but I'll try to get more information on this if the website would load. I'm pretty sure the website is just overloaded right now by just the insane amount of people who are trying to access this website. But let me see if I can go even the Play Overwatch website or if it's just dead. No? All right, that works. I'll just check see if I can find anything in here about the Nanocola challenge, what exactly that entails.
Oh yeah, getting a lot of information here.
Page not found. Page not found. Okay, I guess it just doesn't exist, I suppose.
Okay, they're still updating that as well.
I guess they're still updating that as well. Yeah, I suppose. But this happens every update though. With this very long queue, everyone's trying to log in at the same time, and Blizzard servers are on fire, and you got people running around like headless chickens, and they're like, guys, it's all
How did
fire.
we not plan for this?
Yeah, how did we not plan for this? You think they learned? You'd think they learned, but.
All right.
Okay, here we go. I have the streamer schedule. So, it's gonna be Seagull starting today, actually.
Yeah.
So you can
Seagull.
watch Seagull right now instead of these playoffs if you want to abandon us like that.
Yeah.
It'd be
Well, I
very
mean,
rude of you to do that.
we
And
got-
then Mirage tomorrow, Fron on August 31st, Anak on Fron on August 30, Anak on August 31st, a Fizz on September 1st, High Rodent September 2nd, Zone de Law September 3rd, so on and so forth. You get it. Koruja, Kim J1, ESL Dagoon, Nadia Kala, Kefri, Valkia, and then Aimbot Calvin on September 10th. So that's going to be the stream schedule for the streams that you have to watch. So bada boom, there you go. I've got 5,000 people ahead of me. It's going down at least. So
Hey, I'm at 6,000. So
you're a little bit further behind me.
a little bit further.
A little bit behind me. Just a solid 1,000 people. That's not a whole lot here. Here we go. There we go. Now the cutscene is rendered on Twitter, so I can actually read the text. So I will see what it says and what you have to do to earn these skins. Seems like, oh, all you have to do is win 9 games in quick play, arcade, or competitive play. You do that in 3 solid seconds here if we're talking quick play. But all right, so it's not the hardest of challenges here. I mean, basically it's literally just play the game normally and you get free stuff. So I'm sure we're gonna be seeing a lot of Nano Cola Divas in the future.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna, we're gonna just pug later and do that.
Yeah.
All right, welcome to filling dead air time with your casters.
Very exciting. You see, I tried my hardest there with the Nano Cola challenge. I was like, I've tried to make it interesting, but there's only so much you can talk about it. The skin looks nice. I mean, at least the skin looks nice. I think it's a cool skin. The spray is nice for watching the streams, but the player icon looks kind of wacky. I'm not gonna lie, but
at Blizzard,
it looks a little strange. It reminds me a little. It looks like something out of like Jet Set Radio or something like that. So it's a little out of the ordinary here, but I'm down with it. It looks kind of cool.
All right, let me see.
Feels different. If it was in Lucio colors, I'd be so over that. Green background with a blue text. Oof, some yellow in there too. Oh yeah, come on now. That I would wear that all day, every day. That would be my player icon because if you can't tell, I'm both a fan of Jet Set Radio and I'm a Lucio main. What a surprise there, huh?
Let's see. Yeah, we get a couple Diva sprays for watching Seagull stream today. So let's see. Oh, these are all cute.
Yeah, I know. They're great sprays. I really like them. They're very nice. But 3,000 people ahead of me. Reminds me of that old commercial. 3 callers ahead of us, Jimmy. Yeah. Now we're just filling time with bad jokes. This is basically our life here. So I can throw it to some music, or we can keep talking here awkwardly. I could just go to Reddit and start reading off some Reddit posts. Honestly, if we're really pressed for time. If not, we could talk about something stupid, like why it is that Lucio hasn't gotten a good legendary since Jazzy that changes the music. I just want more different music, Blizzard. Come on. I want a it'd be great if they could make like a vaporwave Lucio, and he just plays vaporwave. That would be my favorite skin. I would never switch off that skin, but I don't think Blizzard has a chance. I mean, the bitrate skin was like probably the closest thing I was gonna get to like a vaporwave or aesthetic Lucio, but still, the music didn't change. That's what I'm disappointed about. I just want different music, man. Like Capoeira, you missed a huge opportunity. Make some nice nice drums in there or something, or for the Equalizer skin, just change up the music a little bit. But no, we get the same tunes, except on Jazzy. But even then, Jazzy's trumpets. It's like anytime you switch to speed, right? When I'm playing Lucy, I'm crossfading every 2 seconds, and all I hear is just trumpets nonstop in my ears.
All right, I didn't think he was actually gonna do it, but he did. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I guess I don't. When I play Lucio, I think I inject some adrenaline straight into my veins, and then I just don't hear anything except for my own screaming, and I just get mad boops and speed boosts, and then everyone yells at me. They're like, "Switch to healing," and I say, "Shut up!" Yeah, I'm just kidding.
I mean, that's how I play Lucio. I don't even know what healing is. Like, if I go on healing by mistake, then I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's a mechanic. But I mean, speed, need for speed. Play some Eurobeat in the background here. I'm all over the place. You can't stop me.
I accidentally switched to healing once, and I was wondering why I was going so slow.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like once you go speedy, you can't ever get back. You can't ever turn back to just going slow like that again. 1,000 players ahead of us now. Pulse, we're making progress here. Where are you at?
I'm at 1,000 as well, so I think you'll get in a little bit ahead of me, but yeah, I'm getting down to the final 1,000 people.
Oh, 900, 700. Okay, now we're making progress. Now we're making big progress. Watch this. It's gonna get down to 0, and then it's gonna drop right back up to 7,000. I guarantee it, because that's what's happened time and time again to people. That's why I don't play on updates, but. Everyone wants that Nano Cola Diva skin. I don't blame him. It's a good looking skin, but I mean, come on, guys. we're trying to have a finals match here. You know, we're trying to do something important.
Hey man, better casters would have cut to a break, but since we're not, we're just gonna keep talking to you guys. Oh yeah, I'm at 800 as well. But I mean, look, why is gold comp bad?
Hmm. Well, I think the problem is that it's a goal in general. You know,
All right.
and I'm glad at least that we're not. I'm glad at least that the matches we're seeing today aren't like our wonderful experiences queuing in gold comp yesterday at the end of the season because that was not very fun. All right. I don't know why I'm getting the banner for summer games again because I've already seen the banner for summer games, but
Summer games is still. It's not end.
it ends on the 30th if I'm not mistaken. Oh
Okay,
wow, look
okay.
at that. Divas Nanacola Challenge ends in 13 days. All right, I'm jumping to a quick play match here. Gotta get
Forget
going
this
real quick.
tournament.
Forget the tournament. Nah, come on now. It's all about the Nanocola
Quick
Challenge,
play.
man. It's all about the Nanocola Challenge. I think Warion's still updating here, but
Yeah, we gotta wait for. Remember, we gotta wait for 12 players, and then a stream team like us, and then you gotta wait for Warrior, and we gotta wait for a lot of people. Okay,
yeah,
so
we gotta wait for a whole lot of people.
let's see. So, yep. Oh, here I am. I'm in. Okay, summer games.
Did he give you the banner again too?
Yeah,
Not sure what's up with that. Okay, well,
fix
the
that bug, Blizzard.
I'm looking at the Nanocola skin. It's a pretty nice skin. It's a very nice skin. I like that skin. I think it's a good skin. However, everyone's gonna be using it, so like the hipster that I am, I'm not gonna be running it until all the Nano Divas have died off.
Oh, and then you're gonna run it, and you're
Yeah,
gonna
and
be
then
like,
I'm
hey,
gonna run it.
what is it? Is it a? Wait, where's the skin?
On Diva.
Uh, is it a purple or
It's
is
a
it
purple.
gold? Yep, I don't think it's loaded in for me.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay. I've never seen a slot added in real time, but it was added.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Very nice. Well,
cool skin.
for the 11 people on the stream who I'm sure have
I'm
already gone and
still
watched it
watching for some reason. Yeah.
since I've been talking. Um, Here you go. You know what? Screw it. I don't care. I'm showing these sprays. I like these sprays. Here we go. You can see my pathetic credit balance there of 175. There you go. Nice spray. There you go.
You
Cool spray.
spend your credits
And then
like a normal person.
these are all the little chibi sprays. I like them. They're cute. This is good. This popcorn one. I think that's a good one. These are very cute. All right, there we go. Now we're getting back at the custom lobby here. So now you won't get to see the ugly guts of this of the custom lobby when there's only like 3 people in it right now, and hopefully we can get back in game soon and continue this match. Again, at least we got to finish Volskaya instead of getting cut off halfway through, because that would be rather annoying.
All right, look at that. Stream team is in. Yay.
That's what matters, man. That's the most important part. As long as we're in here, then we're ready, and we can just keep talking. But what we saw so far before we had to go to a 18-year break because of Blizzard pushing out updates at the worst times, we saw that the Malevolent Pensis was up 1-0 over the AYB, and I mean it's been on screen for the past 10 minutes. So I'm sure you've really memorized that and you've watched the clock tick by. Ooh, very, very exciting, I'm sure. But Malevolent Pensis, again, I think, Pulse, that their most important, the most important factor in this is that their team play is fantastic. And we saw that time and time again. A lot of the times, the way they were engaging, the way they were retreating, the way they were playing the game showed that they were in sync and playing together, which is the most important thing you can have in a team. More than mechanical skill is your ability to play as a team, as a cohesive unit.
Yeah, absolutely. Overwatch is meant to be. It was created to be a team game, and we've seen it out here. Just how these teams have played it. And if you're gonna make it this far into the playoffs, it's that's definitely how you do it. Is with that team synergy and that team coordination that you mentioned. Now we are gonna move on to to a loser's pick map. So I'm interested to see how it is. From what we've seen from AYB, they were the ones to pick Lijiang Tower on that round 3 in the semifinals that we saw. So I imagine they're going to pick another map where that kind of snowballs that momentum.
Make a lot of sense for them to pick it here. Again, we saw what happened last time the AYB picked a map, is they won them, right? So they are gonna pick maps that play towards their strengths if they lose, because that's the most important part of picking maps. You got to pick a map that you've practiced. You got to pick a map that you know well, and most importantly, you got to pick a map that your team is comfortable on.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And knowing your team is the key, really. I mean, it's insane how AYB has been able to kind of capture that snowball in them. Look at that. They're going to pick Kings Row just like their opponent did, after they won that first map. They picked Kings Row, and they maybe didn't perform too well in it. Like, in that interview we had with Leap Switch, when he said, the comms were a little crazy on Kings Row, maybe, they feel like with that little break, they're able to get back in it and get ready again. So I'm hyped. I'm ready to see how these teams perform.
Yeah, absolutely. Here at Kings Row, we saw that the way that the RHP were able to counteract that is with their stellar defense and ability to build up ultimates very quickly. So we're going to see if AYB, is going to harness that, bring a bit of RHP into the finals here against the Malivera Capensis, who, again, the same color as AYB in the blue, Malivera Capensis in the red. And now we're just waiting for ours on all sides, and we can get right back into the game after that very long and arduous break.
If there's one thing I'd like to see AYB improve on in this next match, is definitely their ult economy usage. We pointed it out in that round 1 where there's some questionable ults, and last time they were on Kings Row in the semifinals, there was some questionable ult usage as well. They would constantly keep switching. They never, built up enough ult economy to kind of push through it. So that's what I want to see. I want to see these guys, perform at a level that they're able to perform at. They just have a problem getting started. I think that's the key. And if Malevera is just going to keep constantly putting them down and let them get started to build up that momentum to where AYB is so good, then it's gonna be a hard match for AYB to break through. Leap Switch is just gonna have to go crazy like we've seen him on that DPS. But this whole team, it's momentum based, and they just have to get on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you get on that right foot, the momentum, I think AYB does a great job of, once they get that momentum, is holding on to that momentum. And we've seen that, on the different maps they played on Horizon, on Kings Row even at times, then on Lijiang once they did play that. Once they get a foothold on the point, they don't want to let you get on it at all, and they'll use their momentum. Right. They'll use their ultimates that they've built up to prevent you from doing it. Pulse, we got this triple tank defense. This is a little interesting. What do you think they're gonna try with this?
Well, hold on. It's throwing me for a loop a little bit too, because I'm trying to figure out what they're gonna do. I mean, clearly Leap Switch's goal is easy. He's gonna keep on that high ground, kind of rain down shots that anybody's outside of the shields. And with these triple tank, it's just going to be a lot of frontline fighting. They're not going to hold the high ground and let them come to them. No, they're going to take the fight right up to the opponents, and they're going to be running right into a Rein Zarya of themselves, and with a double sniper. So there's a lot of tasks ahead of Leap Switch right now.
Yeah, absolutely. All the pressure perhaps on him, but landed Del Rey, of course, on the signature Pharah. We've seen this time and time again, and let's see what he can do now against this Widowmaker of Leap Switch. He's damage boosted in the back, just firing rockets, trying to spam them off. However, down below is Zmeika very low, pushing forward. Triple tank perhaps a little bit too much for the Malivera to deal with, and Zmeika is the first to fall. Without your Rein, Malivera can't push this through. However, they'll still get the pick. Leap Switch goes down, but they can res that right away with Blackson there.
Yeah, absolutely. You just don't want to let this push last for too long. Reset. Yeah, that is going to be a soft reset, and actually, they can get this ball rolling. They have this spawn advantage like crazy. It's going to take a long time for defense to get set back up, and I can imagine they're going to take this point pretty quickly.
Yeah, notice how Malivera didn't back up fully. They just backed up a little bit, conceded a little bit of space, just got off the point because it was a soft reset. They were waiting. ISJ is going to charge in. He's got a shatter here. If he can find a big one, and he's going to do just that. Make a knockdown. Cerber's there as well, and they finish them all off. There you go. You concede 2 ticks, however. So, Pulse, 2 minutes, 50 seconds left. Do you think the AYB can do it?
If they're able to, yeah, I mean, absolutely. It was great, kind of. It was a great hold for them to be able to recover back from something that I didn't think they'd be able to recover from. You just have to take out that fair quickly so you can turn your attention right over to the sniper.
Leap Switcher's holding in the back right now. Just poking around the corner. He's got to be careful because he's got attacks on two fronts coming from both Lana Del Rey and from Sasper at the same time. But I'm based and down, however. He can't build that Transcendence, and they're going to have a much harder time contesting the point from this attack from the Malivera. However, a bomb takes down Lana Del Rey mid-barrage. Cibolo, however, the value may have already been found. Blackson goes for the res, but gets punished for it. Another shatter by ISJ. He's trying to hold on desperately to this point, but with just him there, it's just not going to be enough. The Harmony Orb comes on him right as he dies. So, Malivera caps the point. They get 4 minutes and 24 seconds for the Streets phase.
Oh, geez, Sasper is going crazy on this Widowmaker right now. Was on cleanup duty for a little bit, but he took down 3 of them, so that's a very impressive. Look, now he's on this, taking this angle. He tried to find the Mercy, but he wasn't able to.
He's kind of creeping on the side here. Pulse, however, Natic's got a Graviton Surge. Shadow Zahara might be able to counteract it, but Malivera is pulling very far forward here. You know they're going to be looking for a grab on both sides. Natic! Oh, 2 quick shots! Dispatches that man. Crazy. Sasper, though, gets very low, taken down to the Fire Strike. There we go. He tried to retreat behind the shield, but ISJ, perhaps unknowingly, takes him out. And here we go. The Graviton Surge comes out. Cerberus caught in it, and this is going to be a quick wipe for the Malivera. They got to back out.
Actually, yeah, and they, all that time they weren't really moving the card, so they didn't really make too much progress. It still made a little bit of progress, but it didn't go as far as I think they were expecting it to go. And now they're able to set up this defense here, and with that momentum, with that win, now it seems like AYBZ going to be able to hold it for a long time.
Absolutely. ISJ, he's close to another shatter. His Maka, though, is close to one of his. The Rhine Mind Games are going to be in full force out here.
Oh, no.
It's thrown out, but nothing as a result of it. No results from that. It gets fat, good old 0 on the grade paper for me. But Transcendence from both sides there. And Basin and Shadow are both using theirs, but there's a counter shatter by Zmeka. Knocks down Cibolo and D-Max him, which is huge because there's no defense matrix to take out this barrage that Lana Del Rey just used. It takes down Leap Switch before he gets an orb to the face from I'm Basin there. But AYB, they've got this Valkyrie to support them. Blackson can go for the res, and they're going to push back Malivera once again.
Absolutely, yeah. This is a great hold here. It's showing that, and that if you would just watch that last round, Malivera was definitely. It seemed like they were just a better team. Now they're going back and forth. They're trading, and with that break, it just seems like AYB was able to catch their breath a little bit, and they're able to, put things into perspective. They aren't going against a team that's unbreakable. They're able to beat them, and I'm excited because they're holding this defense pretty good. They just have to deal with the DPS.
Watch Cibolo here. He's got the bomb. There's a Graviton Surge, however, from Natic, bro. It's going to take them all down. There's a charge that comes out, splits up the Rhino away from that Transcendence.
Nice.
And a Shatter in the back. Bomb comes out. Cerberus found because you split up that Zenyatta of Shadow Zahar. However, Lana Del Rey and Sasper doing work in the backline. They take down Zenyatta of I'm based in there, who had the Transcendence. Now there's no support on the front lines beyond just Blackson here and the Mercy, who's not close to a Valkyrie, and is shortly to be finished off by Sasper here. So now there's no healing on the front lines, no Transcendence, and no way to get this point. So this is going to be the Malivera. I think they can take this point. Maybe one more contest. Pulse, what do you think?
No, I would maybe consider, or maybe if you're gonna contest like right up at the gate. Don't let it go too much farther. But you've wore down their time enough. They're at 1:20 now, which is super impressive compared to how when they captured very quickly. Leap Switch finding Lana Del Rey. That's gonna be something to work towards his advantage. Now it's time to engage. Yeah,
absolutely, it is time to engage. You need to move in, but a pulse bomb in the back doesn't find anything from Sasper. He was looking for the supports, and I'm Basin is still holding on to his Transcendence. Leap Switch again. Lana Del Rey gets brought back to life, but just gets slapped down once more. ISJ, Zmeka sneaks the
he has them shattered
by him, and there's a counter shatter off the retreat. Zmeka trying to get the heck out of dodge, but ISJ doesn't even let him as he turns around and charges, shatters him to the floor. There we go, Pulse. 2 minutes now on the clock.
Right, absolutely. This high charge that he could use to his advantage. Sasper's gonna do a reset, and what they're running into though, they have 3 ults that the offense is gonna run into them with the 2 support ults and the barrage.
Offense has got to use this barrage wisely, but you know, the offense also has to wait for the time being. Maliver Capensis can't really push in because the infra site is up right now. If you try to push in on the infra site, you know Widow's just going to pick one of you off. We've seen how good Leap Switch is at finding shots and getting these kills, but we know how good Sasper is too, so it's just a matter of who can win this first Widow duel, because whoever wins the Widow duel can then go uncontested, and we're going to see that Lana Del Rey is trying to play forward here to take down Leap Switch on this Widowmaker to try and give Sasper the room that he needs to pop off. But Lana Del Rey, again, still got this barrage and still being supported. Now going to be contested by this D.Va on the high ground here, but discorded very quickly. And there you go on the front line. Sasper takes down Natick Bro, and that opens up the back line for a beautiful barrage to take down 3. Lana Del Rey, though, does get taken down by Natick, but I don't think it matters. Natick has the grab. If Natick decides to use it here, I don't think it's going to be the best of decisions, because you might already be fighting a losing battle. And there's just simply not going to be enough follow-up here. So I would wipe Natick Bro wisely, dying. Sabolo moving back for the soft reset. Has the bomb. Could try to combo here with the grab.
Yeah, and you know, when they try to score, now the spawn event switches over to the defense. Look at this. Leap Switch is going to try to find a shot right now. He's looking for the Pharah up top.
Payload approaching, just like Athena said, and Leap Switch again being pressured right now by Serba. Lana Del Rey there, switching over to this Hanzo pick. Jay tries to go for a shatter, goes through, gets the picks, but the Graviton Surge, however, is shut down by Shadow Zahar. Natick Bro gets taken down as well, and this is going to be the Malefic Compensus. They take this with a pretty solid time bank. Pulse maybe a little, maybe not perhaps the best they wanted. They got stopped for maybe more than they wanted on the Streets phase, but 30 seconds is still pretty solid, because if they can wear down the AYB into OT, then they'll have more time in the bank. That's basically a full push right then, and it gives them more time to stage perhaps a push that they want later on. But Pulse, what do we expect from the AYB right now?
Is it even up for debate? You know, they're gonna be running that goats comp. They kind of snowball the way onto the point. We saw them use it against them in the semifinals. So it's just something that's a comfort pick for them, and it gets that momentum going. Momentum is the key for them. Now it's a little unfortunate they weren't able to push that fight into overtime, because if you push them into overtime, that means, you know, if you were able to push it all the way, all you have to do is just get the first tick. But because they have 26 seconds, that's going to get rounded up to a minute when it's their turn to push. So the time bank is the key here. You're not thinking about, you know, like, oh, when am I going to win? When am I going to do this? No, you have to essentially just try to beat their time. You want to get it over a minute. You know, if you get like 45 seconds, you know, great. Yeah, you push it all the way, but that's also just going to get rounded up to a minute. It all doesn't matter. So we're going to, we have someone leaving. So we do have a pause, and we're going to get maybe just another login here, just a reset, see how things go. So yeah, we're at this pause right now, but so far what we've seen is that Malevolora is breakable. You know, they got pushed back all the way, you know, all the way down to 26 seconds. So that means, you know, you're definitely losing fights in that time.
There's always disconnects here. Server errors with Overwatch. Server errors and new updates. Name a better duo. You can't. You simply can't, because it happens every single time. Whenever there's a big server update, there's always issues with people disconnecting left and right. But hopefully he gets back in very quickly here. As again, Pulse, we're seeing Sabolo here on this Sombra. Again, we saw what he did in the match against RHP right before this. Is he translocates up to the high ground while he's invisible, and then uses that to scout out the enemy team and what they're running, because they can't see him, of course. So it gives them, so they're a little bit more free with their positioning. You know, we saw that he used it to scout out that they had a Hanzo in their positioning, so they knew exactly where to push, and they won the push too. So it shows you the value of information.
Right, exactly, and you know they try to, you know, even if they try to use Sonic Arrow, you know, I think Sombra is still good at like scouting it out. Plus, you know, if you are spotted, you know, it gives them a false, you know, false information. They're not going to be running that Sombra. They're just here to scout it out. And yeah, like I mentioned, this team is absolutely breakable. Malevolora is able to is you know, is not perfect. They got pushed back all the way down to 26 seconds on their last push. So there's definitely a team that you're able to break through. And with this GOATS comp, I feel like that is the key there. But they're kind of running Lana Del Rey on Junkrat, which I think that's a pretty good counter, especially if you have Sasper holding that high ground with the Widowmaker and just raining down shots on them. It's gonna be up to the D.Va to fly up there and counter that Widowmaker if they're gonna keep raining down all that fire. So we mentioned it. A lot of teams like this map, Kings Row, just because of how versatile it is. You can run a myriad of comps to engage on the attack or on the defense. We've seen. Like we're seeing right now, we've seen Orisa D.Va, which is kind of a new favorite recently. We had the Ryan Zoyer run. We had, we just have a lot. We have a lot of comps that are be able to push to come out here. And the tank play, I think, is something that we haven't pointed out just because there's a lot of tanks on the field at any given moment. Sometimes it's triple tank, but it's great from both sides. It's absolutely amazing. So we'll see this GOATS comp coming out. Actually, Sabolo at the moment on this Hanzo, maybe just using a Sonic Arrow.
It's a bit of a modified GOATS comp. He might use the Sonic Arrow to scout them out. I'm not 100% sure, but I think no, he's gonna be staying on the Hanzo, so they're running right in here. But they're running into a Junkrat, and GOATS comp has to be careful against the Junkrat. But Lana Del Rey's caught out in the open, has to use a mine to drop back towards the statue. But here comes Sabolo on a long flank, coming around on the right side is he, and he's looking for the shots. However, gets halted out in the open, has to lunge back. However, the GOATS comp has now established itself on the point already. Zmeka has to drop, and now as long as they can focus him down, he's anti-nated as well. He's purple, and now he is flatlined on the point. Zmeka goes down, Shadows Ahari the next one to fall. And Basin does go down. Here's a tire built up already from
Nice!
Lana Del Rey, and it gets shut down by a beautiful fire strike from ISJ. Lana Del Rey trying to contest the point again, but just gets stunned and taken down again. And Pulse AYB's GOATS comp is textbook.
Oh, absolutely. It's really just perfect execution, and I love it. It's modified. You get rid of the Moira, add in the Ana. That grenade makes a huge difference. They're not able to heal up. Look at the GOATS comp pressure they're doing. Ana's on point duty, but everyone else is going to be pushed up hardcore. Leap Switch has the rally. I can imagine he's going to pop it pretty soon.
You see, the genius of this Ana decision is on Kings Row. When you expect that Orisa D.Va defense, like they might have scouted it out, with Sabolo on that Sombra. By scouting that out, they know that they can run Ana here comfortably. So when Cerber or Zmeka drop to the point, like that they will, they can just finish them off right away with that anti-nade. But Zmeka in the back actually does take down Unbasted. He's gonna pay for that over aggression, however, and the card is only stopped for a mere moment. And without that main tank of the Winston, there's no shield, and it's very hard to push in because they can't block the Shatter at all from ISG Respect.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Ana was on point duty, so he just hopped around the rest of the team and took care of the Ana on point, but that just angered the rest of the team, like you mentioned. And, yeah, watch the Shatter. It's going to come in here. And, there you go. He's going to get the backline, actually.
Shadows Ahari gets taken down by that Fire Strike, and that's big because he was pretty close to a Transcendence. Without that Transcendence, again, they're only going to have the Valkyrie for the healing right now, which might be enough. But once that Valkyrie wears off, the Malivera are going to be at a big disadvantage in terms of healing on the front line as Lana Del Rey's looking to be finished off very low, being swatted away by this hammer of ISJ Respect, and gets taken down by the anti-nade of I'm Based in there. And the pressure, it is Everest in the back as well. ISJ Respect now charging onto the point to take down Zmeka. Beautiful execution, using that Ana to the best of their ability, healing the team and taking them down, and it was all on that early pick on that Zen.
He is such a good main tank. The way he's putting the pressure, the way he's just swinging away, putting the pressure on him. He knows which targets to engage here. And along with keeping the shield up and keeping his team alive. Sasper goes down, but now Everest has to use the res to get him back into the fight. Everest doesn't have that for the next fight. While on the other side, you don't have a res anyway. I'm Bastion does have the nano, so I can expect that being used pretty soon as well.
Sound barrier as well. Zmeka almost goes into the pit. However, Blackson pays for that positioning with a shot at the shot from Sasper rather. Shatter in the back does take down the support. Shadows Ahari gets caught in the Graviton Surge that follows up, but there's a Transcendence, and that's a little bit of a late Transcendence. If I am late Graviton Surge rather from the AYB. I would have used it a little bit earlier, but I guess he found the value in getting out that Transcendence.
Yeah, absolutely. You do draw out that Transcendence, but it's just a little unfortunate because the rest of your team already they were already gone down. But Sasper going absolutely crazy, getting a triple kill there. And yeah, I can imagine that we might see that as a play of the game later. He has the Dragons and the Graviton Surge, so you can almost predict about what's coming.
Yeah, there you go. Lana Del Rey pops it. That's a big one. Catches 3 anti-nades there, but it doesn't even matter. And Leap Switch wisely shield bashes into the pit.
Yep, and it's just going to be a restart. Essentially, you just buy yourself, 30 seconds with that time. But if you're AYB right now, you're a little comfortable just because you have a big time bank, but you don't want to get too comfortable because that's what Melivora did, and they got pushed down all the way to 26 seconds.
Oh.
Nice pick.
Shadows of Heart was a little bit far forward there, and he's going to pay for it. 50% to that Transcendence, so he won't be able to build that up. And Zenyatta can build it up very quickly. However, I'm Basin does go down, still holding onto this Nano Boost. Speaking of ultimates being held onto, Blackson still has his Sound Barrier. He's perhaps saving it for this final fight that they're expecting. This Make is just trying to pressure the point right now, but ISG Respect is there. He just slaps him down. He's saying, get off my lawn here. And Fnatic Bro is the one to finish him off. Booping up Zmeka is a great decision by Blackson because it prevents him from, moving around and being annoying. Lana Del Rey switching over to the comfort pick here of the Pharah, trying to get some damage on the point. This big burst, but a Shatter takes down Cerber. I would have perhaps saved it to pressure the spawns, but I think you're all right here because you've got the Nano Boost now. They're just trying to swat down this this annoying mosquito of Elena Del Rey and the Mercy of Everest, and Cerber does get res. This is what I would have saved the Shatter for right here, Pulse. As the Dragon Strike comes out, I would have comboed it, both of them together, but it's all right because Sabolo and ISJ are still getting picks right now. Leap Switch is popping off as well, taking down Shadows. They're pressuring both spawns, and that's going to be that
Nice.
very solid time bank for AYB.
Right, it's gonna. I can't even give enough props with how well executed that push was. While you're going off and like calling the play-by-plays, I was just watching in awe and stunned belief about how everyone is doing their job so well inside of AYB. I mean, it's crazy. Everyone. I can't even point out one person who wasn't. Leap Switch and Sabolo were great DPS line. The tank line was insane. I'm Bastion. You got the triple play of the game, in the semifinals, and now doing the same thing here, just popping off and being an excellent support line. And they're doing everything that they need to be doing to hold them off. And momentum is the key, and they got off on the right foot on that push. And with the quick take on point A, honestly, they kind of snowballed on there, and it only took them one push. Granted, it was a little staggery at first, but hey, you take the point, and now they only have a minute to hold off, and whatever they take, that's all you have to get right back.
Absolutely there. And, even though their ultimates weren't used perhaps the best possible, the
Right.
most optimal way, they still found value every time. ISG Shatter on Cerber, you got rid of that pesky diva that could have been contesting the point for quite some time. And even though he was res back up and he could have used the Shatter there, it was okay because they still had the damage on them. And so even though, it shows that each team member, that they've got each other's back, even though some ultimates aren't as good as some other ones, and everyone is not this huge, big team or player who makes huge plays every time. It's okay, because the team is there and they've got your back. Zmeka pushing in very low right away, takes a fire strike, but he's gonna stay alive, and Sasper wins the Widow duel right away. 5v6 on the point, but a 6v6 because Blackson is there for the cover. Fnatic Bro does take down Cerber, takes down his opposite number, but gets res right away, so just ignore that kill feed. Now you can pay attention to it. Leap Switch does get the shot onto Lana Del Rey, but the tank line of the AYB are just holding the front line right now. They don't want to let Zmeka in because they've only got 30 seconds left, and they haven't even gotten a foothold on the point at all yet. They're just booping it back again and again. Sasper wins another Widow duel. There's a Shadow that comes out from ISJ to finish off Cerber there. Without the Zarya, it's going to be very hard to push in with no bubbles. There comes the charge from ISJ, trying to take down Lana Del Rey, who switched over very quickly to this Diva. They're trying to get perhaps a last-minute switch to Goats, but a Transcendence there to cover. Everyone's building up ultimates rather quickly through the Transcendence, though. Taking down is Blackson and Sabolo. 2 picks, but nobody's on the point. They could have taken advantage of that because Sasper just popped off big time.
Yeah, he went crazy.
Everyone was off the point at the last second, so that's a letter number right there. If I ever heard one, letter number in the chat, please, because man, they would have had a big opportunity there. Melivora had the point in their sights. Literally, Sasper was popping off there.
It's going
double
crazy.
Kill, but just they got off the point. Melivora, they got zoned off by this play from the AYB. They baited them into the side room, and then everyone chased them, trying to finish the remaining members of AYB off, and they all got off the point.
Yeah, it looked like the fight was turning in their tides. I mean, the fight was absolutely winnable. It's just that they were all off the point. Granted, I was keeping my eyes on Fnatic, bro. He got charged off the point, and then the Diva, tried to follow up with the Reinhardt. That was putting a lot of pressure on them, and that was just held off into the corner off the point. And then as soon as the round was complete, the tanks were just looking around, stunned. They cannot believe that they didn't even get it. Now you have 3.5 minutes to get one tick, and it's going to be a tough task ahead of them. but you have some people on some comfort picks, Sasper on that Widowmaker and Lana Del Rey on that Pharah. So I mean, it's absolutely, you can hold it for sure to make this end in a draw, but it's gonna be a very tough task. Jasper just has to go crazy like he was.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen how good AYB's Goats comp is, and they're just going to push through the hotel. That's textbook there. You've got Lana Del Rey holding up top, but Leap Switch finishes off Shadow Zahar right away. Now a 5v6 on the point in AYB's favor. It's looking very good. Evening it out, though, is Lana Del Rey, but caught in the corner is Everest. You are just stuck. You can't get out. Now, with a 4v5 on the point, with spawn advantage towards AYB, they've got this in the bag.
No, yeah, absolutely. It was not even up for debate. That fight was so quickly. That's just the GOATS comp of AYB. That is so good. I just think it's just because that team coordination. The team coordination is what makes GOATS comp just go massively insane. Lana Del Rey is going to get the play. This is going to be the Grab Dragon, obviously.
Oh, 100%.
Resident Sleeper. Actually, maybe not. Okay.
Okay, there's a double. Okay, so it's not a Resident Sleeper.
Wow.
It's a PogChamp play, Pulse, because we got a big play coming out in the Graviton. I guess it wasn't a Grav Dragons, but just a normal Hanzo.
Grav,
just
yeah.
firing our way into the Grav, which is about the same. About what you can expect here as a King's Row. So map again, remind you, best of 3, or best of 5 rather. So it's not a best of 3. So this is gonna be a bit longer than normal, and now we're guaranteed to have a map 4. So Pulse, from this, AYB looked very good there on King's Row. How do they keep this momentum rolling?
Oh, I mean, momentum is their game. Then look, Melavora just picked Lijiang Tower, and we saw how good they are on Lijiang Tower. So I mean, hey, it's something that's just they keep it in their back pocket. We had that interview with Leap Switch, and he the way he talked, that just bleeds momentum. He said like, "I'm not fatigued. I'm ready to play. I'm ready to win right now, and I just want to win it all." I loved how he didn't say, I want to play." He said, "I want to win." So that's how he kind of has that bloodthirst, in his eyes, and he wants to get this victory, and I'm excited for AYB. Now, on the other side, we can't give all the credit in the world to AYB. Melavora has been performing insanely. They have a lot of great individual performers, especially their DPS line. Sasper and Lana Del Rey is going just crazy on their comfort picks. Sasper getting a triple kill there on the end with that Widowmaker before they third letter, ninth numbered, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And, the individual play on both sides is fantastic, and the team play is fantastic as well. That's why they run this GOATS comp, and Lijiang Tower is going to be the pick. Remember, Pulse, again, you mentioned it. That's what AYB picked against RHP, so it's going to be a little interesting that Malifera is the one picking this map, because they might be, perhaps, playing right into the AYB's hands, but we'll see what MC is going to bring to the table here, because Lijiang is a dynamic map. It's very movement oriented. You hold the point, then you hold outside, then you hold the point, then you hold outside. You're moving back and forth all the time and just pressuring different angles and preventing pushes in onto the point. So it kind of plays into either team's hands here. Really, it's just going to be a matter of which team is going to execute that play that I want to see better. It's just that easy. Just win. Lol forehead.
Yeah, and if you're Melavora, and if you were ever watching that last match, they're still, it's not all down. It's not all like bad news for you guys. You're definitely still in it. It's tied right now, and you saw that last match. This one to map 3 on Lijiang Tower. So they lost a map on this one. It's not all bad. So you can absolutely come back from this. Lana Del Rey, a great Pharah. So that's what I can imagine coming out for Lana Del Rey. That's why they picked Lijiang Tower, because it's a great Pharah map, and that's what they're going to use here. I can imagine, and I don't know. I mean, we've seen Zemeckis play that Winston easily, so I can imagine that we're going to see a dive come out here. Everest is going to go on to that Mercy and stay on Lana Del Rey, just to kind of stay in the air and keep up that pressure. And Sasper, I could imagine either playing something that goes along with the dive, like a Genji or a Tracer, or he's going to switch on to that that Widowmaker. Just keep an eye on the sky.
Yeah, absolutely. Here it's all going to come down to that Pharah duel on Lijiang. Pharah and Widow, they go almost hand in hand in terms of countering each other. So do you expect that Leap Switch or another member of the AYB, perhaps Sabolo, is going to switch to a Widow to try and counteract Elena?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Leap Switch, has proved that he's a competent Widow. I don't know if it's a comfort pick per se, because I would sometimes keep my first person perspective on Leap Switch. Then he's a great Widowmaker, but I wouldn't say that like it's his favorite to play. So if it comes down to the point that Lana Del Rey's too big of a problem, absolutely Leap Switch is going to go into that Widowmaker and take care of him.
And Pulse, there we go. If this is a comfort pick, then it absolutely is here. I saw Leap Switch there. He went right to that junk rat. And we know how good of a rat he is. We know how well he can left click those red people and just build up that tire very, very quickly. And Pulse, if I'm the rest of the members of the AYB here, I play around Leap Switch his Junkrat.
Oh, absolutely. We saw it last time. And look, the comp that's coming out on the other side with Melavora, it's almost looking similar, the DPS line, to how the opponents that they had to go against in the semifinals. They were running that double splash damage with the Pharah and the Junkrat, and Leap Switch still beat them out. That's just how Leap Switch plays. And you're right. I think Junkrat is the absolute comfort pick for Leap Switch.
Absolutely here. And for the rest of the AYB, they're running this modified Goats comp that seems to be one of their favorite comps to run, as they just take Goats comp and they swap it up in one way, and in this case, it's going to be the Diva that is different here. Or no, not the Diva. What am I even saying? It's the Junkrat that's different. Yeah, because that's the outlier. They're running this Brigitte. We've seen them do this time and time again. It's just a matter of can they execute it as well as they've done in the past on this Legion Control Center. And with Junkrat just spamming damage in on both sides, actually, I think they have a chance. But again, AYB has a little bit more to shut it down. Not only do they have the defense matrix, but they have the bubbles too, and that just feeds Zarya energy, which is great for taking points because it just does so much damage, extra damage. And we switch here, setting up on the side, trying to knock back Sasper, but he does win that Junkrat duel, the duel of the rats there on the side, and Sasper does take dominance here. Now he's free to just spam some damage in the back on Basted Fall. Sabolo's there with a bit of a late kill, and ISG Respect has to back out. He's rather low here, and he has no support on the point because of the efforts of Sasper.
Absolutely, yes. Asper shutting that down. Lana Del Rey on some cleanup duty. Everyone's on cleanup duty right now. So they're going to try to make him go for a full reset, not just a soft reset. And now we're going to get everyone healed up. It's going to be up to Leap Switch to kind of take out his counterpart, because you've seen what Sasper could do when he goes uncontested. Already has the tire.
Yeah, the fact that Sasper has a tire and Leap Switch is only 50% is huge, because if Sasper here can get a tire, there's no counterattack. There's no counter tire. And Sabolo's there to shut him down. Does get the pick, but a counter pick is there. Lana Del Rey already got two. That's that.
Yeah, that's that. Absolutely. You said it yourself. Barrage going to get the double kill, then a tire going to get a double kill. That's 4 of your 6 members gone. That's going to be a hard reset if I've ever seen one.
However, they do use 2 of their ultimates. They use both DPS ultimates, so the Malivera won't have anything beyond the Valkyrie here in this next fight. Cerber and Shadows can build up their ultimates quickly, but it's just a matter of can they find value with it. And you know that DPS ults can find value, so if I was them, I would only use 1 at a time. There's a Shatter from ISJ, takes down Zameka, knocks him up in the air, and gets the charge and gets the finish from Blackson there. Bomb on the point from Sabolo. It's not going to find anything, however, just a zoning bomb, perhaps, and prevents the resurrection from Everest onto Zameka in the backline. Sasper's there, however, still trying to build up towards another tire. Beat dropped on the point, gives them the extra health that they need to take this, and here's another barrage from Lana Del Rey. The response from Sabolo was there to try and take it down, but again, both DPS ultimates built up and used in the course of one fight, and that's that again.
Exactly, absolutely, yeah. I mean, I love how Lana Del Rey and Sasper are using their ultimates at the same exact time. You'll see the barrage come in, and then a couple seconds after that, you'll see the tire come in. And that's because, the barrage, it'll spread out the team. Leaps is just going to use his tire, actually, to kind of maybe get a pick early to engage. We'll see if he's able to. He only has 3 seconds left.
He's looking for it. He's trying to get the supports on the outside. Gets the Mercy.
Oh, Everest.
That's the biggest pick you could possibly get, because she dies with the Valkyrie without that Mercy to give you that support. It's very hard for the Malivera to stay alive on this point right now. Cerber uses the bomb, knocks back Sabolo, takes him out of the mech. 99% on the point. It's overtime. Ticking down. Shadows of Horror. Focused down by Natic Bro. It looks the AYB take this point, Pulse, but it looks like they're trying to finish off his make on the outside, who jumps out in the nick of time. And now Pulse, they can't give it up. They're never gonna give this point up. They're never gonna let this point down. They are never gonna run. Okay,
Oh
I'll
my
stop.
goodness. I was like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I mean, look, it's not all bad for Melivora. You could essentially, when we see ults gonna get thrown in there, we groan a little bit because you want to save those ults for later, but there is no later. You all you have to win is one fight, so I can imagine all these ults just getting thrown into one big pile.
Yeah, there is no tomorrow for the AYB. They gotta hold this point now or not at all. And a weird visual glitch there on Cibolo's remake. That was odd, but whatever. That's besides the point. Maker's got the Primal Rage, knocking back the members of the AYB right now, just trying to get a foothold on this point. There's the beat drop from Shadows of Har. He's built it up again, rather quick on him. But a Shire up top coming out from Sasper takes down 2. There you go. Leap switch is down. He's got no tire available now. He was close to it, 92% in fact. But with his dying breath, he takes down Blackson here. It's just Cibolo left on the point. With the Baby Diva, this is a recap coming out for the Melivora Capensis. If ISJ can just stall enough for his team to get back, then they could possibly have an opportunity at winning this, as long as Leap Switch can find a big one. Blackson, though, you gotta get there in time, and Basin was there. Here comes Blackson. He's there on the point. He's dancing around. He's the Lucio right now that is very slippery, hard to kill, but he gets finished off by Sasper. Leap Switch had the tire, but gets taken down. 99% OT now, 71% for the AYB. If they can take it back, it'll be all right for them. But a bomb comes out. Cibolo gets taken down by that bomb. Sasper coming out with a bomb of his own. He's might be finished off by Basin, but a counter tire by Leap Switch wants to get the value here. He's being chased down. Blackson by this tire. He takes it though on the sound barrier, and Lana Del Rey shuts down Leap Switch's tire. It's looking like it's dire straits right now for the members of the AYB as OT's sticking down. Natick can't get through because you're trapped. Leap Switch is there just in time, but gets swatted away by Zmeka, and that's that 71 to 100 here on the Lijiang Control Center. Pulse, they are going to take it, bringing this to 1-0 in favor of the Melivora Capensis.
Yeah, absolutely. Melivora is just showing their versatility and their strength. They put everyone on their comfort picks. Sasper or Lana Del Rey really on that Pharah, and Zmeka on that Winston. Easy clap for them, because it was it was a great match to watch. I mean, they went 100 to 71%, so I mean, it was still back and forth just a little bit, but yeah, that round definitely just in the total control hands of Melivora. Now they're gonna come out here still keeping the same comp essentially, while on the other side, they're going to run that Goats comp with Leap Switch onto that McCree. Look at this, a new hero. I haven't seen him play. I'm excited.
He's going to be playing McCree here to shut down Lana Del Rey and disable the Pharah, because that's the most important part. As long as you disable the Pharah, that's going to be the value that you need to win the fights. And here we go. Leap Switch, he's looking for the shots. Takes 2 onto Lana Del Rey. Lana Del Rey has to drop back and get the healing from Everest there. She still wants to pressure the side on the point here, but 4 seconds, 3, 2, and now the point is open for business on the point. And already the members of the AYB have established themselves on it, but Lana Del Rey does take down Leap Switch with no basically counter, no hit scan to try and pop shots on you. Lana Del Rey is really uncontested here on the Sparrow right now and can find easy rockets onto the point to shut down this push. But all you need to do if you are AYB right now is just hold on to it for as long as you can, because the longer you can hold this point and the more value you can get from this initial cap, the better for you. There's a Barrage, there's a Shatter as well. The Barrage takes down ISJ, but the Shatter is going to be big enough to take them all down on the side of Melivora. So this is going to be the AYB holding on to this point for now as 22% and counting on the point.
Yeah, I'm so impressed. I mean, there's a lot of ults thrown into that first fight, and it seems like almost everyone's ult economy is kind of wonky right now. Sasper's going to go over to the Widowmaker, maybe try to take some pot shots at some people like Leap Switch and stuff like that, just to kind of keep him contest. Leap Switch is going to turn his attention into the air to try to take care of that pharmacy comp, and I think that's where his attention needs to stay.
You see the crux of that fight, the reason that the AYB won that is because of the Barrage from Lana Del Rey. It was a little bit too low and got taken down, punished right away. And then because you have no Pharah, you have no aerial damage on the point, and that's just easy win for the AYB there. But there's a bomb and a Graviton. Now, bomb's not going to find anything. ISJ does go over the edge, but Blackson does take down Sasper. With no Widowmaker, you got a little bit more in terms of what you want to work with. Zmeka does pressure down Leap Switch into using the High Noon and gets taken down as a result, but Zmeka's still pressuring this point on the outside. Natick is there. He's got no bubbles, though, no personals, and no counter bubbles, so he's at this charge for a while now until he can get his cooldowns back up. But the picks are still in their favor. You see, what I love about the AYB is they can hold on to the point. They don't even let it go, even if they're at a losing deficit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like, even if the odds are against it, we saw it in that last map. They were able to contest it forever. It seemed like that fight was lasting, centuries there. And this has got to feel pretty good that you're able to take a fight this close to Malevera. And let's see if anybody can touch the point. Oh, yeah, they can.
There we go, 99% on the point now. OT, 99-0, almost a reverse situation of what happened on Control Center. But now, Lana Del Rey invests a barrage and doesn't get anything, and Leap Switch instantly takes down Sasper. And Basin, however, does fall with no Moira. The comp is going to have a little bit of trouble in terms of keeping everyone alive with just the Lucio, but I think they're all right because they've got the Graviton Surge there. Is there going to be enough follow-up is the question, and it doesn't seem like it. Everyone had to get off the point because there was no healing from the Lucio, or there wasn't enough healing from the Lucio, rather, because the Moira being down at the start is what impacted this entire fight.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be flipped over here. Ooh, actually,
no.
no.
They're going back in.
Yeah, look at that. Look, it's what you mentioned. They kind of have a never say die mentality themselves. They're staying alive right to the bitter end. And it's good. Everyone's gonna have to do a reset. Okay, now that they flipped the point, there's no point in trickling in anymore. Just do a full-on reset. Oh, that's gonna be a stagger for a little bit, but don't worry. You only have to win one fight. So just push him back. Do a reset, and then you can start to engage.
You got the shatter here. Find a big one. You take down the Winston shield. They don't have a consistent shield like Reinhardt. You can only drop the bubble once. Then once you drop the bubble, you can't use it again here. So as soon as they take down that bubble, the shatter is open, and they can get a big one and take down the point. 5v5 evened out. There is the shatter on the side. Gets blocked in the nick of time. Beautiful defusal there by Zmeka, and he's got the Primal Rage here. He can just stay alive and contest this for quite a long time. So Bolo, great response on that barrage to take down Lana Del Rey. Bomb comes up from server. Everyone just ducks right outside. But a bomb on the point now invested. Sasper headshots, Leap Switch taken down. Sabolo bombs Everest right back to the spawn. It's back and forth right now as Sasper is headshotting time and time again. Two down already. Sabolo does take down Lana Del Rey, but ISJ Respect falling is the biggest pick you could possibly get with no shield. It's looking like Sasper is just going to headshot you all again. There's the D-Mech. I'm based in, and Sabolo have to jump off because this is Widowmaker of Sasper. My goodness, Pulse.
Yeah, he showed it last time on King's Row with that triple kill. Now he's showing it again. Oh my goodness. Sasper just looks so comfortable on that Widowmaker. Leap Switch has a tough task ahead of him.
Absolutely here. All they need to do, remember, they just need to cap it one more time. If you are the AYB, don't let them discourage you, and Leap Switch opens up right away. Now the res came out. Can they finish off Mercy? No, Everest escapes just in the nick of time. This Pulse might just be the last fight here. Sabolo, though, opens things up. Sasper down. There's a shatter. Shadow Zahar gets knocked down. Almost gets taken down. Does get finished off by Sabolo here. Smeka does knock off ISJ over the edge here, but it's not going to be enough. Even with your Reinhardt down, you can still maintain this point because they have so much in terms of numbers. Everest falls, Lana Del Rey falls. It's just Smeka, and with the Coalescence, you're taken down. On the outside, though, is Sasper. Opens things up right away. Leap Switch is down. Blackson there is there. There's the Sound Barrier on the point from Shadow Zahar. He's trying to contest right now, trying to make space for his team to get back in time, but it's just not enough. There's not enough resources. The Malevera Capensis can't hold on to this point for so long, especially when there's a Graviton Surge there, especially when there's a D-Bomb, especially when you're being wiped off the face of the planet right now. Everest is going for a res right in the middle. It's a suicide res, but he does sneak it off. They're swapping over to the Hammond right now. They want to go for the spin to win strategy on the point. Sasper is there. He's trying to contest. Zmeka's still alive right now. Finally taken down. Shadow Zahar almost touches, but it's 100-99 as the AYB even this up. Pulse where 1-1 is all going to come down to this night market.
Oh, could you guys ask for? Hey, could you guys ask for a better finals than we are getting right now? I mean, these two teams look even. Look, I know Malevera during the regular season, they had a great run. They went 10-0, but this is the playoffs. Everything gets reset here. Everyone has momentum. And AYB is showing that right here. I mean, look, it's tied up in either way you look at it. The round is tied up. The matches are tied up. Everything is on the line here. And then look, whoever wins this, then it's game point for them. The next match after this, all they need to win is one more. So I'm excited to see here. It's going to be the Lana Del Rey still staying on that Pharaoh, which I think is perfectly fine, and Sasper on the Widowmaker. I'm going to keep my eye on him because he's going to go insane.
Oh, Lana Del Rey almost got a big boop there. Would have been nice, but unfortunately. But you got Sasper to cover for you. Takes down Blackson right away, and I'm basing the next one to fall. Now, no support on the point. This is going to be a quick take here from Malevera.
Oh, Sasper is going crazy. I just kept my eye on him. He got a sweet flick onto a Tracer of Leap Switch. And this is going to be Malevera taking this point pretty easily, almost single-handedly because of Sasper.
Yeah, absolutely. Sasper and Lana Del Rey's, their plays are insane.
Crazy.
This is the map that totally plays towards Malevera's strengths.
Yeah, their strength is just kind of controlling the area and letting their DPS pop off. While on the other side, AYB, their strength is momentum, and if they get off to a bad foot like this, it might be a rough match for them. So they have to recover pretty quickly from this.
Absolutely here, but Lana Del Rey is still popping shots. They're pushing through white, but no, down falls ISJ, and you can't push with your Winston. They're trying, but AYB is just fighting at such a large deficit. They do DMAX server here, but I'm based and falls in the back, and down falls Blackson and Sabolo, and that's that.
Oh, my goodness, Sasper is going crazy right now.
Man.
Yeah.
Just what they need.
I can't even describe it. I just love watching this guy play right now. All right, so let's see. AYB, they're kind of running their head into a wall right now, so they may need to switch some things up. And what more? What more can I say? He's going crazy.
They're still trying to push in, but a barrage up top from Lana Del Rey is going to shut them down. DMAC is Natick Bro. However, ISJ is still trying to pressure this Widow in the backline. It's not going to find perhaps the value that they wanted. Actually, Sabolo pressures him, gets taken down as a result, though. Lana Del Rey is there, but the Primal Rage was perhaps enough. Everest gets taken down mid Valkyrie cast. That is huge because there is no Mercy on the point, and they're able to clean up after it pulls. By taking down that Mercy, they turn the tides in a snap. Leap Switch showing you why you always click on the Mercy first. However, the Primal Rage is there with the Sound Barrier. Leap Switch does fall down, but Sabolo's there to take down Zmega. Cuts him down, slices him up into little itty-bitty pieces, and now Sasha is the next one to fall. He's cutting him up right now on the point. There's the Diva Bomb from Cerber. Doesn't find anything, however. Now, contesting the point, 90% is the Transcendence there from I'm Based in, trying to get his team some value. And a big bomb in the back takes down 2, 3 now falling. However, I'm Based in does pay for it. It's okay, because he just uses Transcendence. It's not the worst of losses here. But as long as you've got Blacks in there on this Lucio, you can stay alive for quite some time, because it's just Sasper, and he's just like a little fly, and you just swat him down back to spawn.
Again, on this King of the Hill, again and again, every time the flip comes in, it's at 99%, and the offensive team just has to win one push, and then they're able to, win out the match, and so that's a little worrisome for AYB right now. They're going to have to watch out for this pharmacy comp.
Absolutely, because Lana Del Rey is close to a barrage, and if you can get another big one like you've done in the past, and like you can do here, perhaps
here's the blade.
It'll be the biggest play, but here comes the blade again from Sabolo, trying to get the picks, gets the Shadows of Har. He can't get the speed, he can't get the heal, so that's a decent pick. Leave Switch, however, does DMAC and finish off Diva, and that's that. The Malivera get pushed back once more, and the AYB are holding on to this point. Pulse, however, next fight, what do they got to watch out for?
They got the barrage coming in, they got the primal coming in, they got the pulse bomb coming in. There's a lot of stuff they have to watch out for. You just have to use Lucio's ult to your advantage so that you get that extra health in there.
Absolutely, Aaron. There is the barrage up top. Takes down Sabolo. The Sound Barrier is there. I'm Based and does shut him down, but they can just res it. Everest is there. However, Everest chooses to fly into the point instead, so there's going to be no res onto Lana Del Rey. Just waiting on the respawns there. Everest is very close to a Valkyrie here, so trying to hold on to the point. Leap Switch gets taken down. Blackson the next to fall. Natick Bro, the last man standing, gets demeched. Finished off. Sabolo's there, and now he's just got to buy time for the rest of his team to get there. They're jumping through the window as ISJ. He's trying to, but he's stuck right away. Gets the Harmony to try and keep himself alive, but the Lucio's not there in time to give him the amp, give him the heals that he needs. I'm Based and gets taken down with a nice boop there. Blackson finished off as well. 84, 85 on the point. Leap Switch, they're going to get the cap. Malivera is there. Natick tries to get there in the nick of time. They're tied up right now. The bomb is there. The contest is there. It all comes down to this, Pulse, really. They're just waiting for the rest of the reinforcements. There's the bomb. Gets defused. Natick Bro, however, can remech, and now they've got a bit of an opportunity here. They've got numbers on the point. AYB has a chance here. However, Blackson gets finished off right away. Sasper's there for the one clip. The beat is dropped now by Shadow. Gives everyone more HP, more shields on the point, but a blade coming up from Sabolo, looking to finish things off here. Looking to put the final nail in the coffin, but is it going to be enough? Sasper and Zmega are still going off right now, getting picks left and right. Lana Del Rey finds 2, and now Zmega finishing off Zabolo as soon as he's out of the blade. Unfortunately, too many health bars and 99%. There you go. That's going to be that. The Malivera Capensis win this, bringing us up to a 2-1 right now.
2-1, yeah, it is game point. But hey, AYB's been in this position before, so it's not all bad. Sasper getting the play as Tracer. I would have thought it was maybe one of the Widowmaker plays that's going to get the play, but look at this. He's going to go crazy here. Going to get that double kill with the assistance of the rest of his team. Pumping out all that damage, and he's going to be able to take out his opposite number there as well. Yeah, so look at that. Sasper, I mean, look, it's not even debatable about how good of a hit scan player this guy is. And he's on Widowmaker. It's insane the plays he can make.
Absolutely.
And you know, all the props in the world to Malevera. They're making it far into this you know, this final, and they definitely deserve to be here with all that you know, with the record that they had. But AYB putting up such a good fight to them. I can't believe that it's even. You know, you look at their records and you're saying, "Oh, this is easy, predictable." But this fight is so close, and AYB, they're gonna pick Gibraltar for their escort map.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, you got our expert Gibraltar.
Oh yeah. But if I'm AYB here, again, it's match point. Don't let that discourage you. Just play it like it's a normal map, and then you'll still be. You won't let the pressure get to you, and I think that's the most important part. Is just not letting the pressure get to these guys in the heat of the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, when we talked to Leap Switch, he said he was ready. He said he wants to win, and he said, "I want to go all the way." So he knows that he might have to go to a game 5, and that's what they want to do right now, is make it all the way to that game 5 to put the pressure on to Malevera to win this out. And they've made it so far. They played more games than any other team at this point. So I don't doubt them that they can make it go all the way.
Yeah, absolutely here. And watch point Gibraltar. All right, dive on both sides here, Pulse, and it's all going to come down to the Widow duels as well. We're going to see Sasper and Leap Switch playing those, perhaps on both sides. And who has the edge here? You know, is it really going to be one-sided, or do you think it's up in the air?
No, I think it's up in the air. It all depends on how you know, AYB comes out of the gate. You know, that dive is just too much. Honestly, the dive coming out. Straight out of the gate, that's what you have to engage and get off on that right foot. And then if they get that momentum going, AYB can go crazy. So Bolo already has proved to me that he's a very competent Genji. He knows how to play Genji. So that's what I'm going to keep my eye on. And yes, of course, as you mentioned already, the Widow duels.
Yeah, Leaf Switch and Sasper both playing those roles, but what's interesting is this Hammond pick from Cerber. I expect him to switch over to something like the Diva to support the dive, but if they do continue this Hammond, it'll be interesting to see how they use him. But I don't really expect much value to come out of that. On the side of the defense, though, this is a textbook Gibraltar comp. If I have ever seen one, this is just you just have the Diva and the Winston here, classic dive, and then the Genji and the Widowmaker, and then the Mercy Zenyatta for the support in the backlines.
Yeah.
On the side of the offense here, Lana Del Rey going to be running this Pharah, perhaps an interesting pick, because you might just get shot out of the air by Leap Switch here. You don't really have any places to hide, but we'll see what they can do with it.
You're right, yeah. I think Lana Del Rey's just on it just because it's such a comfort pick, and he's been doing really good with it. You're right, Cerber switched off to that Diva, so classic dive so far. The only difference in the comps is that Pharah.
They're just pressuring each other right now. Just a bit what I like to call the tea party up top on the bridge. Just having a little bit of fun with each other, scoping each other out, and now Sasper, the Widow duels begin.
Yep, we're going to keep an eye on him the whole time.
Leap Switch has got to find some shots here. Onto Sasper, but a beautiful hook shot. Dismantles this, and now ISJ, they're going to be there. They got the shield. They can res Leap Switch, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Actually, that did it. The ISJ taking down Everest is exactly how you want to play this, because now Leap Switch takes down Lana Del Rey. You got no mercy there. The far mercy ISJ just pops the shield, prevents Sasper from finding shots. Base, it does fall, but Leap Switch does finish off Cerber. Sasper again, he takes down Mercy. Blackson, Leap Switch finally takes him down, but that almost could have been disaster.
Okay, in that final fight, Leap Switch got 4 picks. This Widow duel is gonna be so exciting to watch, just because we already know Sasper is able to do that. Now Leap Switch is doing it himself, and he's gonna get set right back up on the top to take some spots. Nagbro's gonna find Lana Del Rey, who's gonna switch over to that Tracer.
That's big, because with the Tracer down right away, you can't really push in. You don't have a lot of that DPS on the front line. They do res him, so Lana Del Rey's back in action here. No more Pharah. A little too much, perhaps, aerial pressure from the Winston, the Diva, and the Widow combined. Diving onto the Genji, though, in the server, missable. Counter dive comes out from ISJ, trying to drive back Zmeka off your territory, but Now, is Maka going to jump into your backline onto I'm Basin there? He's got that support from Blacksmith here, but because of the Mercy changes, you can't out-heal a Winston anymore, but he's forced to pop the Primal Rage. He was getting a little bit low and used it to get back to his 100 HP. Trading back and forth. Lane Del Rey takes down I'm Basin. Sasper gets taken down. Everest, though, falling is the biggest pick. He had the Valkyrie, and now Sabolo knows he's got a free blade coming out. Cuts down Cerber right away. Looks for Tracer, but Lane Del Rey is just going to be able to recall out of that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, wait. They're gonna get the Winston out of the fight, so this could still be fair. And they also take down Sabolo. That could be huge. Now you're gonna have people who are holding the high ground have to drop down to contest the point.
I'm Basin forced to use his Transcendence there to save Natic Bro, but you've let the offense kind of reset here. Shadows are hard, takes down Leap Switch, there's the res there, but ISJ is now coming back. They're still fighting this at perhaps a disadvantage. The defense aren't really set up in a proper position to try and hold this, but it's going to be very difficult as I'm Basin is the one to be finished off by Sasper. There's the Valkyrie from Everest. Saved it for this fight. Boxen's got one of his own, could use it here, but both support ultimates invested for MC here. Lana Del Rey gets the stick onto Leap Switch, takes him down, and Lana Del Rey finishes off all the rest of the members of the team. That's that. This is going to be the MC.
Yeah, absolutely. Malevera is going to be able to take this all the way to the first point. Going to get a bonus time of 3.5 minutes, and that's good enough time to start to get this ball rolling just a little bit. They've been very good at AYB's been very good at staggering them out here. As I'm Bastion's going to get find out. But you got to watch out for the DPS line still. Leap Switch and Cibolo are going to go crazy. And then the look on the side of Malevera, it's going to be super just classic dive with the Tracer Genji DPS line.
Yeah, absolutely here. Lana Del Rey is farming that pulse bomb, getting close. Sasper in the back with a blade there. It takes down 2. Gets taken down himself by ISJ, however, so they're trading back and forth here. But 2 for 1, that's a deal I'm taking any day. Pressuring the res is Maka. Beautiful response. Takes down Sabolo as well. Everest is there for the res. The drop down res, actually, but it gets canceled by Natic Bro. But it's not the worst of losses because Natic Bro, it doesn't even matter here for him. You know, you can just reset and finish him off. But there. Leap Switch swaps over to the McCree here. Tried to stun and finish off Natic there, but it just didn't pan out in the end. Invest the Pulse Bomb, though, from Lana Del Rey. Interesting.
Yeah, very interesting, especially since that fight seemed like it was over, and now you have 4 minutes, and that's, oh my goodness, that's such a great time to come to this point C, but the spawn advantage for the defense is going to be very heavy, so you have to watch out.
Yeah. Lana Del Rey wants to go in, get the kills onto this defense here, especially on the supports. Blackstone has the Valkyrie here, and if they can finish off that Mercy's before she can use that Valkyrie, then it's lights out for your team. It's so hard to push back from that. And it's Maka diving into the team, using his Primal Rage now. Got stunned at the very beginning. Surprised he was able to pop that at all because he was very, very low. But here comes a blade from Sabolo. It's diving in the back line. The Transcendence is there. Great response. Lana Del Rey, however, might be caught on the outskirts here, but no. He's going to be able to get his way out of danger there as Maka does fall to the bomb. Sasper falls to Natic here. Natic picking up 2 right away, but Shadows of Hard does finish off ISJ. With no Winston, there's no shield on the front line. They could perhaps still continue to push in here for the MC, but it's very hard. It's all on Lana Del Rey right now. He's got to get the picks in the back line on this Tracer. He does take down Sabolo, but he's now looking for Blacks around here. If he can get the kill on the Blacks around like they're about to do right now, trying to finish him off. They do. Lana Del Rey is there, and Sasper does kill Natic as well, and I agree with you right there, Cerber. Lana Del Rey is definitely making a solid case for the MVP as ISJ is trying to stall, but he's got to jump out.
Right, yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. And oh, look at that. Yeah, that was a good stick indeed, and that's just going to dagger them. Oh, Leaps is going to get the stun kill, and here comes the high noon. Everyone's trying to hide from it real quick. Bomb is going to get diffused, yeah.
Shadows Hahara does find Leap Switch there, but here comes the blade in the back. He's looking to try and finish off the rest of the members of this defense here, but it's just not enough because the Transcendence was there from I'm Basin. He does fall, however, and now Blackson forced to use the Valkyrie. You're the last support left up top. And now, with both of your Valkyries open there, it's just a battle of supports on the point. There's the blade. Sabolo, though, does fall to Sasper, gets the kill, and now Everest reses Shadows Hahara back into the fight here. ISJ needs to be able to zap these members of the MC off of the point because you got to wear down this time bank right now. As Maka takes down I'm Basin. There you go. The jump gets kill is there. Now 3 down. It's a 3v6. The Mei swapping out here. They're going full stall on the side of the AYB here. They just want to contest this point. Sabolo is there contesting now in the Mei block. Natic Bro and Leap Switch both falling right away. I'm Basin trying to get back. Sabolo does get finished off, but it's not enough because the reinforcements are there. That's exactly how you use the Mei to buy time. Here comes the blade. Looking to finish them off. There's the Primal Rage, however, from ISJ, just zoning them, try to keep them away from the point. They've already taken down 30 seconds off the clock. That is what you want here, and if they can continue this kind of the slow trickle out, slow contest, they'll have this in the bag in terms of wearing them down into OT. As Cebolo's there, Basin's there. You see Cebolo gets killed by Sasper, but you've still got the Moira, you've still got the Winston jumping out on the point. You had the Lucio, but he gets killed. Elip Switch is there, trying to DMX Zerber there, who is forced to use the bomb at the end of things. There is the bomb on the point, just a zone. Nada can't get there, and finally they get it. Pulls. MC pushes the cart all the way, but what a great stall by the AYB in order to just wear down that time bank.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you 100%. Yeah, look, they got it to less than a minute. That's just going to get rounded up to a minute. So, great job for them in order to do it. Yeah, a little unfortunate they weren't able to get overtime, but hey, that's still a lot of time. They when they got to point 3, they had 4 minutes. So, you know, all the props in the world to AYB, but still, they're able to push this. MC is able to push this all the way through, and they just did it on the back of some great dive coordination.
Absolutely, there. That the target focus was great in that final OT fight. You need it to be in order to not get stalled for such a long amount of time, as you've seen that happen to some other teams,
Right.
you know, here and there. Is that they just can't clean up after the OT fights, and they're just trickling in back and forth. But if I'm the AYB here, very solid defense there. I feel proud of what they did because they wore them down to 54 seconds, and now if they could just set up an even better time bank on their side, then they're looking in good standing to win this.
Yeah, absolutely, and you know, it's like we mentioned already, it's game point for them. So if they're able to just have a great hold here, MC could absolutely walk away with this win essentially. And so let's see how in your mind, how does AYB come back from this?
If I'm AYB here, I need to support Leap Switch on this Widowmaker because they're not running a counter Widowmaker, so as long as you keep Leap Switch up and allow them to pop off, then they can find the value.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. I was just kind of piggyback on that. Was that there's nothing to counter Leap Switch right now. Who I feel like he's gonna go crazy on this. As soon as he sees someone, they're gonna tea party real quick, like you mentioned. It's gonna kind of see each other. Hopefully, no one dies here. Getting really low there, Cebolo.
Yes.
So don't do that to me.
Sasper gets finished off, and Natick does get demacked, but I think now this is a good opportunity because without Sasper down, there's again nothing to reflect the Widow shots back. Perhaps the one thing that could possibly do damage to Leap Switch in the back, but Leap Switch, there you go, finds Everest. That's the big kill because there's no res, no healing on the front lines, and Leap Switch finds 2. And he's got to jump off here. He really can't hold on to this for the time being as Leap Switch does get taken down by Sasper, dove upon, and finished off. Cebolo, though, does kill Cerber on the front lines, gets that headshot, and now in the back, Winston jumps onto the points. Make is there. Sasper's there. They're both diving on. They're trying to hold this point alive, but it's very hard when you're discorded like that. Lanador Ray does sort of finish off at base and bomb in the back onto Natick. Good stick. Takes him down to around half HP. Natick needs to be a little bit careful here, especially when you're pressured on all sides. But again, Pulse, they push it almost to the gates, so that is exactly how you want to have that there if you are the AYB on that first push.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, I kept my eye on Leap Switch for a little bit, and man, this guy knows how to flick some shots. So I'm gonna keep my eye on him. And if you're the Melavora right now, how do you kind of counter Leap Switch's Widowmaker, who's been able to be landing these shots? That's kind of what they have to be thinking about.
Ice J is just trying to take the blue box here, trying to take that ground, but he's very low. Needs to jump out of there, forced to use the Primal Rage to keep himself alive. He's now pressuring the point itself, wants to jump up and deal with that pesky Genji of Sasper, who just moves over and takes down I'm Basin. There's a blade on the point. Sasper, he's looking for a big one here, but I don't think you need it because 3 members of the AYB are already down, and it's just cleanup at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's going to reflect that shot. Yeah, he reflected the shot.
He's done that twice now at the end of both fights.
Oof, yeah, Leap Switch needs to be a little bit more patient when you're going to shoot some shots like that. But look, you wore down a lot of ultimates from that side. You made them use both support ults and the Diva ult and Sasper's ult. Jeez, so they used a lot of ultimates in that fight. They were coming up on Tracer's ult, and they do have the Primal Rage, so maybe some longevity left in this fight. But the ult advantage definitely swings towards AYB right now.
Yeah, absolutely. But with I'm Basting getting killed by that right away to big stick
onto
Blackson.
No!
that's that really. It's so hard to put. You can't push in with your Mercy. Without
Yeah,
a
you
Mercy.
can. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And so this might be time for just a reset, or maybe just build up some ult charge and get out of there, because there's not much you can do here in this fight. Now it's getting really low, and everyone's getting really low, and oh, yikes! So there's gonna be another stagger, and you essentially have, one more fight with the length that these fights have been lasting.
Yeah. 1 minute left on the clock. If I'm AYB here, this has got to be a big push. You need to use this bomb to try and get either picks or zone the members of the MC off the point so you can get perhaps a cheeky cap. But if I'm based in here, you got to be watching out for this dive that comes on him, because he keeps dying very quickly and he just is not able to build up, towards his transcendence. He's got one now, but in the past he's just been finished off again and again. Sabolo cuts down.
Oh, okay, there you go. Oh my goodness!
3 down right away. Chain him. Let's go, Sabolo popping off right away, taking down 3. I'm based and uses his transcendence on the point. Cerber is there contesting, but has to drop up to the high ground right now and countering the point, counteracting that transcendence from I'm based in the Shadows of Heart here. Wants to contest the point, allow the reinforcements time to get back from on Blade. Comes out, looking for Everest. He's trying to escape right now, but he's also looking for the Zenyatta. Cuts down Shadows of Heart. Here's a counter blade, however, from Sasper on the front line. Stick comes out. Nice primary from ISJ. Trying to stall things out. 1 second. OT on the point. Cibolo cuts down Cerber here. Valkyrie invested. Blackson's healing everybody up on the top, but Everest is using that as well. Using his own little bit late, but it's better for him because he allows him to res Cerber back into the fight, who can remech now. Natick finished off. Smake there with the Tesla gun to zap him down, and now they just need to finish off the rest of the members. I'm based in Cibolo and ISJ. He goes down. Leap Switch does find the pick on Elena Del Rey, but before being zapped down by Zmeka. And now with just I'm based in Cibolo on the point, who get finished off right away. They're killed, and there's no opportunity. This is going to be the MC. They're going to win this in Pulse. They're going to win the whole thing. They win the finals 3-1. Very solid from them overall. AYB put up a heck of a fight.
Oh, absolutely. It was super close, but of course, who else would get play of the game than your boy Sasper, going crazy on this Genji. This was in the final part of the first push, where he was just finishing everyone off. A lot of cleanup, dude. A dash, another dash. What more could you ask for? It's all the dashes.
AYB
right.
gonna lose this one, but my goodness, this was a close match, 100% here.
Oh,
AYB
absolutely.
put up a great fight in these finals, and at the end of the day, Malifera's team play was just perhaps the deciding factor of this, and they played it to the best of their ability, and both sides really should be absolutely proud of the work that they did. And I mean, AYB, you're gonna be going home in second place here. That's not a bad position to be in at all.
Yeah, absolutely not. I mean, they proved that they deserve to be in these finals, but all the credit in the world going to Melavora, just because they just seemed like the better team. And this comes to the end of the tournament, and they're gonna get 1,500 rubles, or if you want to convert that to USD, that's $25 for the team. So congratulations to them for winning that prize, winning that money. And yeah, it's. What more could you say? It's just great team play throughout this whole tournament, and I'm kind of getting emotional. I've been involved in this cup for a long time now, and we're not at the end. We still got pros tomorrow, but this is the end of the non-pro tournament, and it was great to just see all these teams go throughout it. And the non-pro had a lot of teams in there, so kind of sad to see that it's all ending here, but congratulations to Melavora for winning out this tournament. You are the top dogs here. You get to walk home with those 1,500 rubles.
All right, that's going to wrap things up here. Thank you guys for tuning in to our coverage of the non-pro playoffs. We'll be back tomorrow with, of course, the pro playoffs of the Russian Overwatch Cup. Pulse, that's going to be Team Exile going up against Ronin Horde, and then whoever wins that moves on right away to finish off, try and fight the Orcs G